Hey there everybody, DMO73 here. I will be joined shortly by Billy Buttons, but we are here for the GP Denver Top 8.
Do you have a setting promo? I do not. No, I got a Dawn of the Year, which I think I gave to you. Yeah, I have the Dawn of the Year. I don't know if you have one.
So we will be we're getting everybody settled up here. Don't worry about the time on stream. Well, it looks like Rob's coming over to hang out with me for a bit.
Happiness.
Just commenting on how you were coming over to say hi. These guys are just shuffling up their decks because they were sorted in terms of deck checks, so they're doing a lot of shuffling. And then once they finish their shuffle and feel confident in it, they can present. And then they will have, after cuts have been done before mulligans, they will have 3 minutes to look at each other's deck list. At the end of the 3 minutes, they will then draw for mulligans, and then be able to get started. So for right now, I have Rob until Billy comes back. Yeah.
3, and then we drew.
This should be an interesting match.
Yeah, Keurig versus the one Keurig versus Sherry. Yeah, we'll have to see if he can pull it out. It'd be nice. I'd like to see it. Hey, look, Jeff's here. Hey, Jeff. Jeff, send us the draft rulers so I can spoil the draft rulers on stream. That'd be dope. Let's spoil the draft rulers on stream. Come on. It doesn't affect gameplay. It just affects draft and pre-releases and stuff. Come on. This is me.
This is a rough morning.
I know you had a rough night.
I did.
I'm surprised that you're here.
Hey,
but
never stops.
The grind never stops. How are you feeling?
Horrible.
Horrible?
Like I've been ran over about 15 times.
Right. Why do I still play this game sometimes?
I've been playing since RTR this draft, which is the best format ever.
I don't think I left the hospital until 12:30.
They have a ton of story on them. Oh, that's disappointing.
Well, it is what it is.
I tried. Can't fault me, stream. I did try.
No,
We don't need the die.
It's play draw.
Yeah, it's
Modified play draw roll.
but there's some dice anyway.
They're starting their 3 minutes. Terry does get to choose.
You can't read my handwriting. You like a question like. That says pump mayor.
Pump maker. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see here. I think we have 3 different versions of Sherry in top 8.
Yeah.
I think we have blue, red, and black, green.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see which kind of comes out on top.
Sure.
I haven't really gotten to see red, black, green Sherry get played a lot. So we'll have to see if that makes its way down the line. Got a draft going on over there, and Brandan Bremont's going nuts in his draft.
Yeah, you got I think it's a Mega Thunderstorm.
He got a Mega Thunderfish pack 2 pick 6.
Yeah.
Like way deep.
Yeah.
Someone handed him a 3-drop super rare that has swiftness.
Yeah, somebody just does not have. It's probably isn't drafting water.
They already just finished.
Yeah.
I looked at it.
If you guys want to time 60 minutes, that's okay.
Okay, 60 minutes is about to get started.
Maybe.
There you go. 60 minutes. We'll see if the third. So the interesting to note about this top 8 is because of the number of players who are in top 8 who already have invites with all the different pass downs. Everyone in top 8 is walking away with at least an unpaid.
It's nice, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. So everybody.
I think it also. So it creates an atmosphere in the top 8, right, that we normally don't have, to where players are a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more comfortable, right? Because they already got an invite.
Yeah.
And so
now
now
it's
they're
just
just
about
playing for the paid.
Yeah, then they're just playing for the paid. So interesting decision here by Ian. It's a play that Sherry on the draw can make use of, and unfortunately I think he gets a little bit punished here. We saw this at Collinsville, this idea of in response at the beginning of the game to Keurig's trigger to gain 10 counters, you full ride it by burning the Energize. the punish here is the fact that Terry had the pig. So now essentially Ian has used his Energize here and used a Lorite and doesn't really set Terry back much.
Sure.
The typical play that I think has overall been a little bit better has been to wait until they try to cast their first fire chain and then do Last Days of Powerless Dragonoid.
Piggy's on parade.
Piggy's on parade, swinging for 5 damage over there, getting in with a pig.
And your turn?
Yep.
Interesting decision to not use Scarlet's. He's going to use Approaching the Truth here. Maybe just needs to fix his hand a little bit more.
Ian's got to start doing something.
Pushing truth?
Yeah, I mean, just on board, that's going to be damage that builds up very quickly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ideally, that's what Terry wants to do in this matchup, right?
Right, he
wants
just
to,
like the Freyla list.
Yeah, he just wants to get in, which I mean, and I think that's the one thing that Keurig has over Freyla is just the sheer amount of damage that Keurig can output compared to what Freyla can. Freyla has the more, what are we doing here? So.
Go down 24. I think the other thing is too is that I think Keurig has a lot more responses to what Sherry does against Keurig than Freyla would.
Well, Freyla is all about the attrition war, right? Like they're going to just kind of they're going to argue out, they're going to kind of grind you out.
Trying to deal 9 damage here, yeah.
Yeah.
Gets the 4 in.
We're just Ian's throwing roadblocks at this point.
Biggest target. Yep.
Ooh, Pig Squadron.
It's all about the piggies, man. It's
here comes the
little fist bump from Terry. He's just like, yeah, this is
Scrubs already?
Okay.
Terry's in a very, very solid position right now.
Yeah, this is a good spot here for him. Haven't seen a Puppet Maker yet. He's got 3 pigs on board, right?
Yeah.
The Pig Squadron's going to be coming in for flying with 8 damage next turn. Like, it's a lot.
Right,
Billy's back.
What's one like 5?
No darkness
no
sources.
darkness sources. So
That's real bad.
I'm probably going to say that Ian is not looking good for game 1. No
Definitely, I would agree.
By the third pull. Yeah, this is not where you want to be in Ian's spot.
He does have a Puppet Maker, so if he has Puppet Maker in last audience, it kind of helps him a little bit, right? The problem is at this point with last audience is that he can just give everything flying, which never gives Puppet last audience a chance to be able to tap. So all the damage just goes through in the air anyway.
4th stone.
You would have to sacrifice the piggy to make it happen.
Piggy number 1. So 3 little pigs.
What I imagine happening in here is Terry's going to try to bait out the play of the last audience.
Yeah. Spell.
That's even better for him, really.
Yeah,
he would have needed to spend a counter for that.
Sure.
One second.
Yeah.
Cross there?
4.
You're doing it wrong. Spit down.
No.
There's a stream footage, Charlie.
Yeah, try the stream judging. Just a minor board state thing. Halfway part to burn.
Yeah.
Gets that 6 damage in.
This
25,
point.
and then another 8.
Yeah.
So that's 13. Goes down to 17.
I'm probably thinking of trying maybe another card. Same with my stone is, and worst case scenario, scooping to go to game 2.
Yeah, because the problem here with Piggy and Pig Squadron, even a final battle here, 1, it costs him a ton of life and puts him into burn range. 2, because Piggy, I don't know exactly what would happen, but I'm not sure how many Howell pigs he would get off of the Pig Squadron if it's all killed at the same time. That's the
Sure.
Okay. Drop.
At this point, it's
Covered.
Oh no.
7 of the fair spell in Cherry's hand.
Combat.
I think a couple pieces of burn. Piggies are coming in.
Response? Yep. After share that?
Sure.
So this is pretty safe because it won't have quick cast.
There you go. Okay, sorry.
The problem here is that Terry isn't a fool for a hard cast severing.
Yeah.
Is this game quick cast or just cast?
No.
Okay.
Should we see that
Sure,
here?
it's fine.
Oh, he lets it happen. That's interesting.
Okay. Yeah, that is very interesting.
12 of Mayor?
Sure.
I don't know how I feel about that play by Terry.
I feel like I would have hard cast the Severing.
Yeah, I think
I
I.
have 4.
Oh, no, I mean, probably not, because I mean, you can't see Ian's hand, so Ian probably more than likely has the way to
counters?
into the Severing, more than likely.
So he's trying to block with Puff Bank. He's going to 10 counters, banishing the Piggy to recover. Then we're going to see Lorite to stop the recovery.
Now we'll
Here's the
see
Cancel
Severing.
War.
Yeah.
He's got the will to be able to win the Cancel War here pretty single-handedly. It is second card for the turn, so we can Ferris spell here. And then if Ian has the backup, he has the Severing backup for his thing. And it resolves. So that is,
That's pretty big.
I think that's pretty much
Yeah. So at this point,
life total Russell.
yeah. At this point, we got counters, we got piggies.
It's Flying Pig.
Yeah.
5 goes in, goes down to 9.
Flying.
And then
Gives Flying over here.
Flying.
For 8, it goes down to 1.
And then pretty sure he's just gonna burn with
Oh,
Severing
okay.
backup.
Oh, Pig has Precision,
Yeah.
so never mind. So down to 900.
Most audience doesn't die because of Puppet Maker's side effect. It's a 2-9.
Yep, it's bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Puppet Maker's 2/9. It's a little bit.
Ah, yeah.
Doesn't have to block. It's not tapped.
The attack with precision.
There's like another
I'll dig.
Piggy Squadron. Just gonna dig a little bit here. Ooh. Play Dead and a Heaven Sundering Dragon Bomb. Looks like a high speed. Severing wins the Heaven Sundering. I couldn't tell what the 4th card was. Looks like another Piggy Squadron potentially.
Also?
Yeah, looks like it. Go on, 5th stone. That's interesting.
4.
I don't know.
It's gonna. I think it's probably the right call. It's so Ian's so low on life that like a final battle's not gonna do much, and it has
Well, you
swiftness.
can't. I mean, you can't guess out of those.
Right. So like all these creatures are probably gonna be pretty safe. Severing, sever the sever. Does Ian have the backup sever? Nope.
Nope.
Piggy resolves. That's pretty.
That's gonna be.
Oh, it's gonna dig.
That's good.
Piggy resolves.
Going to game 2.
Or
Yeah,
sorry.
finish off.
It's gonna kill the.
Yeah.
How much off on that?
No,
It's already got 8 on it, right?
Imagine if I'm Ian, I'd probably sack all my spirits.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, you don't have a choice here.
Just
I mean,
it's-
it's-
even then, it doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
There's so much board state. I don't think it's. Unfortunately,
This is a scoop. Go to game 2.
Terry got so much pig damage in.
Good one.
Go ahead.
All Terry needs at this point is a burn, which he has high speed in hand.
Yeah.
So, as long as there is a creature somewhere on the board state at the end of this turn, then you can high speed because you can. Interestingly enough, you can high speed your opponent's creatures.
Yeah.
So like even if somehow Ian board wipes him here, if Ian leaves a single creature on board,
Shade's good.
yeah, yep. Yeah, Ian is at 1 life. It's just too much.
Cover.
I don't think he's playing Firebird.
Flying. Check 8.
Flying piggies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ian's like that. Even with me shooting for the shade, there's nothing I can do. So just like that, Pig Rush got there for first game.
I think, I understand the why you're playing the beginning, but
Yeah, I think
I don't feel it's correct either.
I think when it was first, I think that's a play that significantly got worse
let's be
once
honest.
people realized it happened.
Sure, but
Like-
I mean, let's be honest, triple green source, you know. Wah, wah.
Yeah, that did not. The stones really did mess with Ian a lot. He had a lot of stuff that he probably could have made use of. Yeah, he's boarding in. It's 4 Gusting Skies and brings in 4 miscalculations and also brings in like Scarlet's Acne
Yeah.
back into the board.
It's the same thing that Jason Falk did.
Yep, exactly.
That seems to be pretty go-to. It doesn't. I don't think it makes I mean, it makes the matchup a little bit better. I don't think it makes it a free win though.
I definitely don't. But it gives, especially since Terry's version of aggression, right? So like Terry's version of Keurig, I think is the first version that we've seen play the Pig Squadron. I haven't seen a Keurig be playing Pig Squadron. It, surprisingly enough, is very, very good against Sherry. Because if you can really do what he did, essentially, right? One drop pig, two drop pig, three drop pig.
The thing is, like, so, I mean, it's just a traditional aggro versus control, right? If the control stumbles at all versus an aggro matchup, it's really hard because when you start digging that hole, it's really, really hard to get out. I mean, we have final battle, but it got to the point to where even if you final battle, he was going to put himself on the turn that he could have, you know, he flipped the third green source. But I mean, even if he could have final battled on that turn, it still would have put him at a position to where he'd have been considerably insanely low in life.
He would have had to pay 14 life to do it.
Yeah.
Which is not at all good. But yeah, I think burning the Energize on the right at the beginning just isn't a good call. Mainly because most Keurig players are, from what we know, we've talked about this in the Teacher's Lounge, most Keurig players are hard mulling for pig, or if they don't see, if their opponent isn't Sherry, they're hard mulling for ground and air. So like the second you see that it's Sherry, right, you just go, okay, well I'm just hard mulling for pig now. And the low right play is significantly worse against a turn 1 pig, because then it's like, okay, well I gave up my Energize and now I have a 1-2 and 1 stone, I guess. Power Spike is 12 damage, then you have to awaken it, or you can awaken for more, or he plays it with the Welser. He takes 2 Welsers. He got a third. So Terry, I would be curious to see if Terry sideboarded it out, but Terry in the main board has definitely stolen games by Goddarding Welser, the one that clones the spell, and then he plays like, so the thing is, with that, what you can do is you can Goddard the Welser on like turn 2 or whatever, and then you can play high speed, which immediately gets cloned and you awaken it, so then you suddenly your Welser is like a 24/24 swinging in and you burn for 8 damage. So then you're just like, oh well, turn 2, 32 damage, here you go. So it's an interesting play. Yeah, there's that, and the other thing is that is a card. I was talking with Terry earlier, like, if your opponent writes the Goddard of Welser, then he just, like, admits that he's never going to cast that card. Because, like, the Keurig deck is, like, never really going to get to 6 will, so it's like, well, it just becomes a dead card.
You get to 6 will with this last game. Just saying.
We did. Yeah, it goes back to your hand. Because it's an effect that activates, and then the effect resolves to put it into play. So if you cancel the effect, it goes back to your hand. But then you've already spent the Goddard.
So it's like Ian keeps severing something else.
Let's see.
I think it's
Okay, trigger.
Is he gonna do it again? Oh no. Choosing the low right again. See if Terry has to turn 1 pig. And yep, back in the same position. Even just that tempo right there is real big for Terry. You see he has to turn 2. Oh, Dark Missiles for Ian, so that gets a little bit better. The problem is he has a miscount in hand and no will to play it with now. So it's kind of like,
goes back to the whole situation I was talking about. Jason.
Right.
Jason got the white source for. Nope. There we go. Does he block this turn?
he can't block it, so he's going to take 10. So just like that on turn 2, a quarter of Ian's life is just gone, which makes Final Battle significantly worse.
Sure. I mean, it's the same scenario, right?
Right.
Okay.
So ideally, you know, Ian's going to be looking to try to answer this board.
Yes.
One top to the bottom. Drop that. Drop here.
Right, exactly. That's the thing is like the punish, the low right play feels like it's good, but the punish is like the second there's a pig, you're just like, well, that was a sad thing.
So this is the scenario where it's like you're staring at a hand of miscounts and you're like, man.
Really wish I had white will.
Yeah, this felt like a good idea. But I just didn't pass here.
He does have approaching. He does have the Scarlet's Agony, which can help.
Sure.
But still, then it doesn't like really do much.
Oh, no. Thought we gonna say squadron, but apparently
Yeah,
not.
Terry's playing it safe here by trying to get all of his aggression to bait out whatever Ian's going to play so that the play lines he does make are very safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
So Lloyd still can't block.
Yeah.
Oh, that trigger still happens. So 4 damage coming in. I just imagine we see 2-drop pig come in here so we can link up Will.
yeah, okay, so you're targeting this because they can't block?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah. He's like, no, he can block that.
26.
No,
Big squadron?
Big squadron.
Oh, he is going to play the pig squadron.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
would've
an
done.
interesting decision.
I think it's, I mean, I like it.
It's free
It's what I-
damage,
it's what
so
I-
yeah,
it's what I
he's
would've done.
trying to rush down.
Because at this point,
He's down to 18 life.
at this point, he can't final battle.
And at this point, he's also threatening lethal on board.
Yeah.
That's enough damage just on board right there to be lethal.
You gotta respect the pigs, man.
Cover stone?
Pigs on parade. Oh look,
Pigs on parade.
look, that's at this point, poor Ian.
Yeah, that miscalc's not going to do much. The last days isn't going to do much. He's sitting on triple puppet maker. That doesn't help.
No, his hands. I mean, Terry's got this pretty locked. Answering this board's gonna be rough. Because at this point, it's like I don't even think Terry needs to call in this stuff.
All hands?
You know what I mean? Like he can, yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Ian's best hope is to sit there trying to flood the board, right?
So the problem here, though, the problem with that is it doesn't even matter because
They just-
Terry has he's the 2-drop pig.
Yeah.
So he just recovers, gets 10 counters, play pig, give everything swiftness and flying.
Right.
Call stone. That's an interesting decision.
Yeah.
Well, you can play pig and then
You
get
play
pig,
pig and-
get pig flying and then sack it after it gets some damage in.
It's just a handful of gas. And that's just. This may be the quickest top 8 we've had since midnight.
This is a very this is definitely gone Terry's way for sure.
And I think actually, I think Bahamut Blast was actually the last slower than this matchup has been.
This is very quick.
Oh yeah, red white knights.
Billy Button's cheering over here with the red white knights.
Hey, I miss Lancelot. I know a lot of people.
He's
don't
coming
like
back,
him.
kind of.
Alright, we have
So,
flying piggies.
Flying pig, taking him down to 14.
14. Vanish, recover.
Sack it a piggy. That sucks.
Yeah, the low right play comes down here.
What, they recover?
Of course.
So that's helpful. So if I'm Terry in that position, what I would have done actually is I would have cast the play. I don't have the counters. Never mind. I lied. I forget the play dead requires counters.
Yep. Laura.
8.
Shoot right.
Shoot.
Okay.
So 8 damage there.
Pig gets through. Down to 6.
Down to 6.
6.
And at this point, it's just all downhill.
Go.
Yeah, Ian's
Yeah,
significantly on the back foot. Just didn't have a chance to establish any board presence.
Need the white source here? No. Alright, this game's
Now it's
over.
over.
This game's done. Well, congrats to Ian on getting top 8.
Yep. So he's an unpaid invite to Worlds,
Yeah.
right? This means that provided
All
he
three?
goes.
Oh, I mean, they're all going.
So
That's the
that
last time we haven't seen a Bremont as like an entire
That's-
like pack.
that's fair.
Playing at a
So
GP.
three Bremonts.
Yeah.
They are officially the best brothers in Forcible.
I know.
Because they have the most.
Ryan and Aaron, you go talk to your parents. You need another brother.
Well, they have another brother. He just
Do
doesn't
they?
play card games.
Oh, you better talk to him. Get him on the train.
You there?
What's that?
Up in the air from there.
Do you have precision?
He doesn't have precision.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
I think it's kind of. I think at this point it's getting good.
Yeah, I don't really think there's anything Ian can do here.
No,
Okay. Damage.
just I mean, he's gonna try to do things to answer the board.
Draw
And
what? All from there?
we're just more likely probably gonna see a judgment. And
How much on that?
6.
So,
you know what that doesn't stop. Flying
Burn
piggies.
damage or burn damage. That's the
Flying
problem.
piggies are real.
faster?
Draw.
If they got the other brother, we could have one more that could start playing and a sister.
Oh.
So Taylor Bremont's gonna work to get all 5 of
So
them.
you'll just have like this like TCG player like
Team
factory.
Bremont. Team Bremont.
It's-
They leave Team
It's
ARG
enough.
and go play. They have more brothers.
There's no brothers.
Miss. Flying.
They have,
Flying
they
8?
have on their side time.
Fair.
Age.
You pretty sure about
They're just starting.
We're gonna see the
No,
doubles
it's-
last days, public last days.
It's like so.
Sacco
So as a TO, right? Like so. This
additional
is,
cost, right? Or is it on
this is
the
something like
sack?
like that's why I was thinking Pokemon, right? I love
I'll
seeing
pass this over ones.
kids. Oh Jesus! Everything on the pieces.
Hard cast the sever.
Yeah. Hey, where's that bingo sheet?
Okay.
We abandoned the bingo.
So, piggy trigger.
All we need is a play dead. We need to play dead. We need this. Come on, Terry.
We've already given them another way to win.
Okay.
Yeah, Piggy Squadron going in here.
He like,
Yeah, Ian's like, I can't
he's
answer
like,
all those
too
pigs.
many pigs, bro.
So there you go. Yeah, so that
Good
went much quicker than I expected.
It did. Look, it's Billy. Hey, Billy.
Billy.
Say hi. Oh man, I look awesome for somebody that just got out of the hospital. It's
You
great.
do.
All right.
looking good.
Just because you're a savage.
Got to. Got to be up here. What's Chad saying? God, Chad, you got to wake up. 44 viewers.
Am I the only one who wants to know which Latin phrase Terry has on his arm?
Sure, we can ask him. Yeah, let's talk to him.
See how it goes. So
Yeah,
we go
sure.
grab him.
You want to grab him, Billy? Yeah.
We'll put you to work. That was
The bacon
Pigs
takes
on pigs.
The bacon. Pigs on pigs on pigs on pigs.
pigs on pigs.
We're chomping cats on cats on cats.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Come.
Nothing.
Pig Squadron is
Tell you.
real. He's a real card. 3-drop 8/8
If you curve
swiftness.
out- I'm going to tell you, if you curve out and you stumble as a control deck, that's what's going to happen.
Check my email. Yes, I know you have bingo. Aaron Miles has bingo, so now I have to. I'll give away 2 figurines. I'll give away one to Aaron Miles, and I'll give one to
Oh, sweet.
the.
Sounds good.
I'll give one to the.
Pigs on parade.
Come on in, buddy.
Pull up a chair, bud. Here's a over.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you up with you in the middle.
Okay.
Pigs on pigs.
Pigs
you
on
got,
pigs.
You got there, man. So, what were you? So, as the one Keurig who was going into a top 8 of 7 Sherry's, like, what was your initial thoughts, like, going into that top 8?
So I played Cherry 3 times yesterday, and every one was either close or very one-sided in their favor.
In their favor.
Yeah. So like, if they have the thought control build, like
Right.
the draw, like it's just really hard to recover.
Right.
And so coming into it, I was like, I get to play. He's probably gonna lure at me, so I need to keep a hand that doesn't need strength counters. I need
Right.
creatures.
Right.
So I was like, if I have a good draw, I have to play, and then hopefully we can just kind of take it.
Yeah, and it worked out. I mean, curved pigs on pigs.
Yeah, just pigs every turn.
Yeah. So what made you looking at other lists for Keurig that have been played kind of prominently recently, Squadron hasn't been used a ton. So like what made you decide to go kind of that route? I mean, it obviously paid off in this matchup, but like other Keurigs that have been successful in the past haven't really made use of like the 3-drop aggression. They do a lot more like combat tricks with like play deads and stuff like that, and like keep that curve open. But you decided to go a little bit heavier with your creature base. So like what made you go that route? What kind of
So the biggest reason I haven't played Forcible much in the last year.
Sure.
I've really started coming back the last month or so, and I knew that a lot of people would know the meta better. They'd have their decks tuned, and so
Sure.
I know that the best way to capitalize on that is to be aggressive.
right?
And so if I can put the pressure on them to make them have the answers, even if it's not the best card, as long as I'm pushing damage, making them answer it, then I feel it put me in a good position.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely paid off. I mean, especially game 1, it felt like it felt like there wasn't really much he could do. He
Yeah.
just landed so much damage so quick.
Yeah, I got him down so low that I wasn't worried about final battle, because like, there's no way he can take this board down without killing himself. So
Right. So there was one position. If you didn't, the only battle art we saw you play was Heaven Sundering, but you were playing Play Deads, Heaven Sunderings. Are you playing main Ground and Air Supremacies or no?
I have 2 in the main.
2 in the main,
Yeah.
and then in the sideboard you were playing a Power Spike.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
One of.
2 of.
2 of. And remind me again, it's 12 damage, I know.
12 damage, remove
Does it,
4 counters.
and it costs 4 counters,
Yes.
and it's 4 will? Okay, sweet. So what was the decision to like play Power Spike, just to kind of like have some reach, to be like,
Yeah,
oops,
so
you're
the
dead?
biggest thing I was having issues when we were playtesting was a lot of times I would get them really low, and then they would just have a handful of like Fairy Spells and Severing Winds. And so I
Right.
figured the best way to stop that is to cast one spell that's not a quick cast that really matters.
Right.
And so they always leave like the 1 mana up, and they're like, all right, I'm going to get his first spell, and Severing Winds if he does something else. But when you're just like Power Spike,
It's over.
I can't counter it.
Yeah, right. The other interesting tech that we saw from you was we didn't see it in this match.
Yeah.
But I have played against it earlier today, and I experienced it. Is the Welser?
Welser, yeah.
The 6-drop Welser.
Yeah.
What in a deck that's all about aggression?
Yes.
You chose to play a 6-drop.
I chose to play a 6-drop, but I chose to cast a 6-drop for 2 mana.
Yeah, right. So, like, how did that play out for you, I guess, in Swiss?
Swiss, the biggest part about it was the surprise factor. People weren't ready for it.
Sure.
So a lot of times they'll leave up 1 creature or no creatures, or they'll have their 7 wins, like I say, and then you activate the card on Welser. It's not casting it; it's putting it into play.
Right.
And then you get to cast your 1 spell, and if you do high speed, then you get to double cast that. So you're making him swiftness. He's hitting for 16. He's also doing 4 when you awaken. So it's just pretty good.
I already gave it to him. Frank already has his. Okay, yeah, because high speed, both of the pumps would go to Welser, right?
Because
it
has 2 creatures, you can also split it up.
Oh, you can? Oh,
You
interesting.
choose your targets when it resolves.
But then it's 8 burn damage, right?
Yeah,
on top
so
of
it's
it?
8 on top of that, and then whenever you're hitting with. So if you have the piggy, you give the Welser flying, and you're just coming in for.
Isn't that
lethal.
like pretty much lethal,
It's
right?
lethal,
8
like,
damage, so
every
32, and then 14, 18.
Yeah.
So then down to 16,
I only
and then
had
another
one
40.
opponent
Yeah.
survive that hit, and then I just killed him on his draw step with the
That's
Sunray.
with the separate
Yeah.
opponent. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. I mean, that's an impressive tech choice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought to run that in a
I'm glad I
Keurig
played
list.
it made a huge difference every time I saw it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, congrats on making it to top 4.
Thank you very much.
You got your one. You gotta keep on grinding.
Yeah.
I know the stream is like.
Rooting for not sharing.
I know the stream is spirit balling, especially having come back into the game after been out for a while. Have you been in coming back? Even though you've been coming back into like a Sherry world, have you been enjoying the game coming back?
I did, yeah. So I came slightly back whenever Fox was around. And
Sure.
I just played locally, and I thought the decks were entertaining, but it was kind of like one-sided. And then whenever Nicholas told me about the Fox ban, a lot of stuff changing, I was like, okay, I'll look into it a little more.
Yeah, well,
So
we're
I'm happy
glad.
where it's at now.
And have you been looking at Valhalla stuff, kind of as it's
I
been
have
kind of
been,
going?
yeah.
And are you excited?
I am excited. Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Okay, sweet, awesome. Well, we're glad to have you back. Congrats on top 8ing.
Okay.
And then we'll cheer for you. We'll spirit ball energy with the stream to see if we can get with that paid invite.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Sweet. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you very much.
We will be back soon to see what comes on in top 4. So see you guys in a bit.
what?
Hey, everybody.
But now there's 12 people watching.
Fucking value.
Trying to get the stream here going real quick. A second.
They got all 2 people watching the stream. Like, hey, I had 50. I was like, okay.
There we go. They haven't started time on round yet. This is top 4. Terry with Keurig is back, playing against Zach Tupper, the first seed. Let's see how it goes. Rob, you want to join me? Rob.
It's weird. I haven't had string counters against shit.
So it'd be interesting to see if Terry's able to get that curve with the pigs this time, like he did last time. Time on run has not started yet. I will reset it. Jason. Jason lost in top 4 to. He was in top 4 and played against Jalen Rojas.
Well, let's see. If it's
And things have been kind of striated.
if it's an order casting cost, and I put these back.
Jason, I'll say that Jason will be playing in the playing for 3rd match.
This back.
He won his top 8. He'll be playing in the playing for 3rd.
If I were you, I would just cut it in like 3 different places because you never know when he's gonna fuck you up.
Just me right now. Billy is playing in a side event. I'll see if I can get Robbie Barrett over here to come join me for some commentary. 1 second.
Wow, you do that every time. It's like, yes.
Rob is going to come over here in just a little bit. So Zach Teffer being first seed gets to pick.
What?
And he chooses to go into play, it looks like.
Oh,
He was so.
Yeah, I saw him shaking.
He dropped like 3 cards.
Same last
Well,
year.
has he played on stream?
He played top 8 against one of my local
Was he
players.
shaking there too? Maybe it's just on
I
stream.
just think it's finals.
You gotta work those out of you, man.
just another game.
It happened to be my first top 8, but then after that it was just.
Yeah. So back when I was playing hard, it happened to me some, and then it just went away. I can't keep it around. It's not helpful. It's gotta go.
I just got like more comfortable with it.
I don't even know where to put everything.
The 3 minutes have begun.
It's true to my motives.
So into like, where's it going to?
Okay. Tufford coming back, trying to see if Keurig can make its way into the finals. That'd be nice.
Did we post this on the Facebook group telling we're back?
I think so. And time on round has started.
Yeah. Also, Jeff's there. Jason just.
Yeah, I explained everything that happened.
Yeah, since Jason actually has a flight back to Japan already.
Because he lives there?
Yep. That's pretty nice. It's kind of a nice perk, right?
Yeah. I would like to live in
Did you
Japan.
literally just add an R to my name?
Herbert.
Oh, Jesus.
So the time on round, they have about 5 extra minutes on round than what you see here. For some reason, it's a little bit wonky. I have to see if Terry can get the pigs.
Feels good.
Well, there's sure, but I know Zach isn't playing. He's not playing Shades. He's not playing No Page. He's not playing.
Oh no, Tufford's playing No Page. Tufford is the guy who's been playing No Page.
Okay.
I know because I brought them for him.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
He's also playing a very interesting card, that Intervention of Reality,
Yeah.
which is like what? It's mainly because it's a story
This
that
is not good at all.
is not paying 3 life. It's mostly because it's a story that is a pump 6 at Legend 1. It's like a mini rapid growth, but it also can like pop an addition and serve as a field like searcher. And because Tufford has the null pages, he has an addition to be able to pop. Because Intervention, once you get to Legend 3, has to have an addition to be able to kill in order to be able to be cast.
So if I'm Zach here, I'm very happy with my opponent. Just did on turn 1.
Yeah, didn't pay 3, left the stone tapped.
Yeah.
Tapping out. Interesting. Puppet Maker?
Yeah, it's Puppet Maker. I don't think there's any other play. There we go. That's what you
Summer
counters.
Breeze.
2 Fear Spells.
So I know he's playing Ground and Air Supremacy. Because Zach is tapped out, I would actually play Ground and Air Supremacy this turn because it's not going to get canceled. And get the Pie Ellie. Or just play Sylvia. That works too.
Yeah, I mean, that works.
Making it so the Puppet Master can block. He's going to take the 6 damage. Got to 34. Choosing not to dig either, so Terry must like his hand how it is now. Doesn't really feel the need to burn strength counters.
Solid. So another puppet maker, Fear Spell.
Doll audience, looks like.
Five hand.
Just want to see what happens here.
6.
This is a pretty important turn.
Yeah. Based on what Tufford does here, he could give Terry a really big opening to just capitalize on. Especially since Zach isn't playing Shades or anything like that, right?
Well, sure. I mean, but I think Zach's always methodical in everything he's done. He's always been that way since season 1. So
Come up.
he's going to take his time. He's going to make whatever the optimal play is. Yeah.
Okay.
Puppet, I imagine Doll Audience comes into play here to try to pump the Puppet Maker. Yep. Fair spell? Nope, can't do that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It does not have Energized Green.
Draw.
Truly.
Oh, they got it.
Caught by our table judge.
Oh, that'd have been just a blowout. I was like, nah, bro, nah, we good.
That's right.
So Zach's in a pretty strong position here, having now established board state
Oh.
creature-wise to be able to deal with whatever Terry plays.
Terry's not winning this game. And that's probably a little early to say that, but I mean,
Well, the problem is, like, the thing that we saw last match, right, for Terry was that he was able to stick board creatures on an empty board.
He curved out.
Right? He was able to stick creatures on an empty board, and the first turn stumble,
Yeah.
like, is not good for him. Coming in for 8. I mean, do you just block with Tama here?
Yeah.
Like,
Not even close.
worst comes to worst, he burns another card, and you take 8 damage. But, like,
I wouldn't stop here. Because the 8 life is really important at this point. Dropping to 26 does seem pretty low.
Jalen will be in finals.
Yeah.
So the winner of this will go on to play Jalen in the finals.
Oh.
See that?
Keeping the top.
He's just going to take the damage. Interesting. Not sure if I would have gone there.
Well, I mean, we don't have full information on Zach's hand either. So,
Exactly.
I mean,
That's fair.
we're probably looking, Zach probably has something in his hand that we just have not seen. So. Plus, I mean, if Zach's taking the damage, is the reason why Zach's taking the damage. So
he's not just gonna casually accept it.
Go ahead. Turn.
Using Approaching the Truth here. Shaping his hand a little bit better. Maybe hoping to see a dull audience, or a last audience. I don't think I saw any in Tufford's hand.
No.
That's a pretty. Oh, I think he got one. Off the Approaching. That's a pretty important card.
Yep. Get a plus stone here.
Null page. Let's get rid of the Pig Squadron.
Yep.
So this play right here, I highly doubt that Terry plays any form of Addition Hate. This card is a massive play for Tufford.
Sure.
Because now at this point in time, he's completely taken out Pig Squadron for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Which is really important, I think. Do you see a Tama poke?
Sure.
Trade damage on Tama.
There's no reason not to. I mean, you could keep it back and just be like ultra defensive, but I don't see Zach not getting aggressive.
Puppet Maker for taking 34.
Yep. Getting aggressive.
You're in for another 6.
28.
28.
Because even as fast as Terry can pump out damage, Zach's in a position where he can deal a lot of damage.
Right.
Of course, these next couple of turns.
Right, and he does have access to, with one will open, still he does have access to Scarlet's Agony.
Yeah.
Which I think is a pretty big card. You see there's that last audience in there.
Yeah, 4.
Get a little burn in.
It's important to note that he's doing that at the end of Tufford's turn, so going into his turn, he's not vulnerable to a severing potential play. 2-pay Ellies, which are not super great right now.
Big one.
Yep.
Imagine this gets severed. I can't imagine a world where this doesn't get severed by Tufford.
He wants to. He's making the motion. Yeah, there it is.
26. 22 to your 26, because you sundered me.
Yeah, checking life totals here.
Puppet Maker. Shaking the table a little bit.
This. Where? Me? You.
Pretty sure we're going face here.
And yeah, he's going face, and last audience is coming in, I think.
Yep.
Oh, Shahar's on instead. Huh. Interesting decision. Scarlet's Agony instead.
Yep. That's fine.
Glint of Insight.
Dig here. See some piggies.
Gets a play dead.
Yeah, take a play dead.
Good.
So, really interesting turn coming up here.
So for Tufford, he can pump. He can just reveal another story.
Yeah.
Probably one that's not super relevant right here, and to make his doll audience the 8/8.
Sure.
And then just kill Pig safely, which I think is. I don't know exactly what Tufford has in his extra deck, which ones he's using, but there might be one that's relevant enough to just say I just don't need it right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Fairer Spell with Glint of Insight, hitting 2 cards.
It's a nice hit.
It's a very solid hit. I think that gives Tufford a lot of room for safety next turn.
Sure. Well, the main thing is it's not even getting rid of the fair spells. It's just getting the information of what he has in his hand.
Exactly.
And that's
right.
Just
both of them. The other thing that I should note is that's probably the better play than just wasting a story is to swing in with Tama, swing in with the Puppet Maker at the pig, and then just sack Tama to kill pig.
Sure.
Because then he can keep his stories for later.
Zach going in the tank.
The think tank.
No, it's the big tank. This is definitely a pretty pivotal turn right here. So I don't think Zach gets too aggressive, but it just kind of depends on what he does here.
Second Puppet Maker potentially.
I mean, yeah, I would do it.
Yep.
Sure. Third.
I don't think it plays three.
You don't.
No, you don't tap out to play Puppet Maker against a burn deck.
No.
Especially not only being with 2200 life.
Let's go burn spread away.
Got our power spike, and we're done.
We're done. GG.
Okay.
Swinging the Puppet Maker into the pig. Swinging 2. Won't die. Puppet Pig only has 5 attack. He sacks the top after doing 2 damage. Swings in for another 6, so taking 8. Going down to 18.
Okay, sure.
Setting up lethal mixture.
Yep.
So, I mean,
Representing lethal to an open board state with no fairy spells in Terry's hand. No cancels. Pig.
yeah, that's a biggie.
Pie.
He's 2 to pump or 1 to pump?
1 to pump. I can pump twice a turn.
Yes.
Wish my stones came in with 6 counters. That'd be great.
Pump once.
We get a swing.
So 9.
Right. Yep. So it's 13.
Yes, sir.
Down to 13.
Yep.
But
And then just passing there. Interesting decision.
Well, I mean, he has to. Right?
I mean, yeah, it's 100% the right play. But the thing is, he only has 1 blocker now for Tuffer's board state, and the problem is here is he can put in that he can do this, and then one of those face down cards is Doll's Last Days.
Yep.
So he can just use the.
I just picked up just picked up another couple balls.
So what he can do here, what Tuffer can do here is he can just swing in the puppet, forcing Piggy to block, and then the other 3 things just swing in, and it's over. It's 18 damage right there.
Cover. Stone.
Someone calls 400 damage per square.
yes.
This should be game, unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that can be done here. In looking at it.
Well, no, with Jerry's hand.
Right, knowing that there's no fairy spells in there, right? Even with the 1 will represented, it doesn't do anything. Choosing to play a 4-drop. Blazer? Blazer.
Sure.
Just to get a peek.
Sure.
To make sure make sure there's no like tricks up his sleeve. Oh, final battle.
Well, I mean, that works too.
That is.
800. Okay.
He's paying 800 life and 3 will to deal -7 to the board. Wait, going down to 5 life.
interesting play by Zach.
That's very interesting. Down to 12. Or down to 6.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. It definitely felt like Tuffer didn't have to do that line of play. Literally, with the puppet maker, with the last audience, he could have just swung, forcing the piggy to block, and then he's completely safe. So that just seemed like putting himself a little bit too much in the red zone there unnecessarily. So it would have felt real crunchy if he didn't have a backup for a burn spill.
It's not even that. Like, he could have attacked first, forced him to block if he did have an answer, and then he could have final melon.
Right.
Final melon sounded the same.
Right. Oh. My text is not updating. Give me 1 sec to see if I can get this. Tufford has a win. I don't know why my stream is being weird and not wanting to update right now, so I apologize for that.
Hey, buddy.
Tufford is up 1 game.
You have the deck list for both of them?
I don't have the. Oh, I can pull it up on my phone. So, in looking at, I don't want to post a photo. I want to look at the photos in the group.
Zach won.
Value. That's what I used to do when boarding.
I'm trying to find him. Give me 1 second. London Grand Prix deck lists. Here we go. So Tufford's sideboard. 1 Black Tears, 1 Intervention of Reality, 2 Last Days, 2 Lorate, 1 Final Battle, 3 Scarlet's Agony, 2 Thought Control, 1 Cleansing Doll, and 2 Unseen Pressure.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
And then for Terry, his sideboard is 1 Fair Spell, 2 Power Spike, 1 The Pathway Part, 3 Blood Boil, 2 Destruction, 2 Last Days, and 4 Scarlet's Agony. So the Pathway Part 100% comes in. Being honest, I can see the destruction of the portals coming in too.
Yeah,
to not get null paged.
Yeah.
Right. Terry did talk about in his interview that like the problem with Sherry is if it does have discard, right? Like discard really hurts him. And Zach only played the 1, but it stole 2 very important cards.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Glenn's been putting in an insane amount of work this entire GP.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of two-card glints, stealing 2 cards.
Hey, Jane, would you like to look at my phone? It's way over there. Somebody's calling. Probably is my wife.
Well, you were in the hospital yesterday.
I was in the hospital. Technically, it was this morning.
Oh, right.
And I'm still here.
You are.
Still kicking.
Yeah, you're going to be unconscious in the car, though.
I will. I'm going to pass out. 17-hour ride home? Definitely. Yeah. I'll call it back later.
So we'll have to see here. Obviously, I can't imagine Terry doesn't choose to go on the play.
Oh, no. Just slam it.
Slam pigs. It's super far away from that airport. I might not go there. Might see if anybody else is staying here overnight. It's like an hour north of the airport.
She dropping you off?
What?
She dropping you off?
Jeremy making
Are we muted? Not muted?
No, we're not muted. I'll talk about that later. We're back. A dinosaur story.
Who is Zach Ryder? Shout out to Zach Ryder.
Apparently, that guy.
That guy. All right, we have a piggy.
We have 1 piggy.
We have 1 piggy.
We're waiting. We're just thinking about sending his high speed and a severing down to the bottom.
That's
We're on the bacon strips path.
I think being on bacon strips path is probably the best.
It's Terry's best shot.
Sure.
So we have Pathway Part. That's going to be a really big card. Like being able to burn for 6 for 1 will is very relevant to kill puppet makers.
I don't see Zach making the accelerate your activation.
I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think it's pretty safe to say it's not going to.
Let me dig in. Yep.
Heaven Sundering.
No big.
Passes.
Yep.
No turn 1 pig.
Turn 1 piggy. No. Turn 2 piggy.
We have a lot. Oh my gosh, he's got Heaven Sundering, double pig, double path.
It's going to be an interesting game. Zach has no page.
Triple pig.
Is it triple pig? It looks like triple pig.
Looks like he's got triple piggy.
Yep, sure does.
Yeah, it looks like, triple pig. But they're not promo pigs, sadly.
Drop. What's that?
Pig go. Pig go. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah.
Safer damage.
Safer play. Yeah.
Then we can make Sylvia flying next turn.
Go right.
Swinging into Sylvia for 2. Intervention of Reality. He doesn't have Legend up. Can't cast it.
Alright. Oh, I have to, in response, because I can't even cast it.
Yeah.
So Tefert has to give up his Sherry activation for the turn to make Intervention of Reality real. Which I think he's noticing that now. So he's giving up Seed of Rebirth so that the pump happens.
I feel like you always done approaching at some point.
Paying 3 for the Priscilla's Reincarnation, Momoria, or whatever.
No, that's
I'm speaking. We have options.
Doesn't have 3-drop pig. You can't slam the 3-drop pig.
Doesn't matter. We're going to go 2-drop.
That's fair.
2-drop pigs is 3-drop pig. Well, it's not as good as 3-drop pig.
He's still very good.
He's still very good.
He's going at 5 at Tuffer's face. Flash in a Doll Audience. Fair spell the Doll Audience, or the last audience. 5 damage coming in.
I'll take.
That's what Terry needed. He's gonna grip a piggy.
That's value.
Whiffed on it.
Hey, it's a bingo. It's a bingo option, sir.
Somebody already won the bingo.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Aaron Miles won the bingo.
Oh.
But there's also the feedback thread on our Facebook group.
Okay. Awesome.
So if you give feedback to the stream and what you liked or didn't like, you'll be entered into a drawing for a figurine as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Links down below in the description.
Sweet, sweet.
Casual self-promotion.
Okay.
Shameless.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug on my own stream. I don't know if that's... No page hitting pig.
It's pretty good.
Makes all those 2-drop pigs in his hands not so great.
Well, I mean, it did what it did.
He has some damage in.
Yeah.
The problem is it also takes 2 of the cards out of his hand.
Yeah, well, I mean, things happen. You know
Rob.
what I'm saying? Sometimes the bacon just gets fried a little too much. Here we go.
The other piggy.
3-drop piggy. It's better than 2-drop piggy. 3-drop piggy. Sure. 3-drop piggy is nice. Look, see that? It brings all the bacon. Sure. Oh no.
Rob, you sure your medicine's kicking in? Sounds like you're having a little bit of fun here.
Of course.
Howell pig.
Pigs. We should start naming them. So what are we naming these pigs?
Center cut.
Center cut.
Smoked.
Smoked. Hickory glaze.
I think that's most definitely Pig Squadron would be hickory glazed.
That's what I like seeing. This is going to be a good game.
I think so too.
Yeah. Tough one. 4 stones. We have options. It's really nice to see Sherry, a competent Sherry player, come back from behind. So he's a puppet maker. Yep. The games, I mean, even though the games kind of play out similarly, you know, it's nice to see all of the different interactions, right?
Yeah, little moments of attrition that come from like a very skilled Cherry player versus a non-skilled versus a skilled Keurig versus a non-skilled Keurig. Like there are little minutiae of how they do their play lines that make things really well. Starts to play the piggy and then can't play it.
Nope, that's been nulled, but
that has been null paged.
I'm gonna change this lineup a little bit, but not that much, right? Sure.
High speed.
Yeah.
Get some burn damage in there.
More bingos that I can't check off.
Yep. It goes down to 25 because the burn if it resolves.
Yep. Tufford has a 1 Stirring in hand.
Yeah, but this is first card per turn, so.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, just for the follow-up.
Oh yeah. So the interesting thing here in doing it with Pig, right, is he can swing.
Sure.
So it's for 6.
Sure.
But then if he tries to steal it, he can sack, gain more stones, and then just play high speed again from his grave.
Sure.
Get a lot of damage. Dawn audience coming in. Last audience doesn't pathway part it. That's an interesting decision. Like, because you get pathway part. He's gonna have Ring Dragon Palm to kill that out of the way. So, like, my play line, I think there would have been to use the pathway part on the Puppet Maker.
Tufford doesn't have a Stirring in his hand?
Doesn't look like it. Or he's waiting for the right moment. Pay 1. Scarlet's Agony from hand. Another pig?
Another big pig.
So I think the other pig got sacked to gain counters, right? High speed from grave. Another 5 damage, takes it down to 21. The burn is real here.
2,000, right?
It's 400 damage.
400, yeah.
It's a 400 burn. 6. Puppet Maker dies. That's a really strong turn for Terry.
Very strong.
That's a very strong turn for Terry. Knowing that there hasn't been a severing, it's been really taking advantage and getting a lot of pain. Play dead?
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. Can't argue with that. Because the problem is for Tufford, with having lost so much, right, is he can't really just, with what his board state is, he can't really just call Stone Pass.
Yeah.
Like he needs to like start putting stuff on board, which then taps him out, which gives Terry more of a play line. And this is one of the things that I've talked about before in a lot of these matchups with Sherry, is it really comes down to like how second home page, how deep you can
Put it back in my hand.
he's gonna pathway part to bounce this back to his hand. Is this a smart place? Fair spell. No severing winds to stop it. So now 2 pigs are gone. You're not having what happened to Bacon Army?
No. Bacon Army's being dismantled.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
There's been a flash sale on bacon. It's flying off the shelves.
Hey. Tufford's like, we're going to eat chicken. We're eating chicken. We're eating dogs.
It's going to Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Oh, God, that sounds so good right now.
You just want to hear why you want to go eat Chick-fil-A for lunch?
It's Sunday.
Misplaced.
So many misplays.
Does sound good, though.
I think he drew Ferris Bueller. Maybe he's going to go into 6 stones, maybe.
So maybe hard cast that well, sir?
If you blow it up, you won't.
But I do love that Terry's now at 30.
Am I able to cast him again if this
Yeah.
is blown up?
It takes a swing from Tama, goes up to 35k. It's fine.
Sure, the one with the pig under it.
And then just like that, for no effect, back to 35.
We get big.
Yep, there was the destruction of the portal. It's gonna gets to play that pig from hand, severing wins. There it was. Still good though. Just gonna dig a little bit.
Dig.
Because Stafford, I think, is sitting at only 3 cards in hand.
Yeah.
And Terry, I believe, still has another. Oh, there's that power spike. Got our Welser power spike. Can we see it happen? You'd have to have Lorite. because the God Art is activate, so you can't severing it, and then you can't sever the Power Spike because it's the first card for turn. 22 damage. Like Tefert is very much within that range. Yeah. Like Tefert needs to find a low right like now.
He flicked it a little too fast. I don't know if he has a low right hand.
Sure. Swing for 2.
Poke, poke. Did not see a low right.
There's another Tom, huh? He's digging for him. Thought control.
Oh, that's good.
Doesn't touch Power Spike though. He's gonna burn him for 4. Down to 17. Takes the play dead. That does not really do anything at this point. So the problem is, so here's the other thing too is, Terry on his turn,
Sure.
it's he's like 100 damage short.
Yeah.
Because Power Spike is 12.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
It is
Because Heaven Sundering Dragon Palm is only 4.
Yeah.
So if it goes 1 more life short, what he could do is he could just call Stone, Power Spike for 12.
Sure.
Dig to try to find a Heaven Sundering pass turn before draw Heaven Sundering. So it's the first card for turn, right? But you have to get 16 life to be able to stop it. 100 short. Still rooting for it. The chat's rooting for him too.
Are they?
Hey.
No.
Spirit Ball.
Spirit
Channeling their energy. Calling Stone with Sherry. Interesting decision. Leaving up 4 will for a hard cast severing. Got the Power Spike. He's going to take a little bit here. That high speed is clutch.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Or the second Power Spike. I'd probably grab the high speed, if I'm being honest.
I mean, there's an argument for both, but high speed's what
I think the high speed is it's more consistent, cheaper burn damage, right? Because he can high speed the Thomas and get burn damage in.
Yeah.
Put it in.
Cover.
Cover.
Terry has definitely had the advantage of having a lot of access to life. Oh, he's choosing not to. Interesting.
There's no reason to.
That's fair. It's just extra damage that Teffer doesn't have to deal with.
So the high speed.
High speed awakened. Tries to make the Tama bigger. Deal burn damage if that resolves.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, he can't let himself.
I don't think he has anything to stop it.
True.
Because it's not quick cast. And then it has Remnant for another 8 damage.
Okay.
Second time. Sure.
Yeah. Yep, you could. You could sack your Thomas to kill each other. Problem is, there's already one targeted.
Yeah. That's probably
And you guys gonna do that eventually.
It's already targeted. We would stop the run.
Not on order on any.
No, it's not active.
Oh, what?
You knew I was gonna do that eventually.
So what happened? It looks like he went to go. I think they're randomizing it because he didn't see it. He went to go grab his stone deck over the extra deck, but so they're just randomizing it. So the high speed is getting canceled by the last days. Just cast it again. Passing the turn though, interesting.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
turn.
Sure.
That's fair.
So now you can.
No page. Oh, there's 2 Lorites in hand.
33 to my 13?
So Welser's not gonna get to do anything. Not that Terry has a Welser right now, but still.
Yeah. We're on the burning face.
We are now bird deck. Blood Boil?
Awesome.
He was sideboarding them. A little quick cast burn. Although in all honesty, it's better for Terry right now to cast a non-quick cast burn.
Sure. Whichever it's in. It's interesting.
He's got 2. That's his graveyard. That's a lot of cards for a hand.
That'd be great.
Man, whew.
I wish I had that big at this point. Just strike the line.
He didn't burn successfully. There was no successful burn. The last days of a Powerless Dragonoid canceled the high speed, so there's no burn damage. That was dealt. Nope. Don't forget that the last days of a Powerless Dragonoid can also cancel a Fire Chant. This is a relevant thing that people forgot about for a long time because we just used it to remove counters.
Yeah.
Last is, he used it to remove the counters instead and did take the 4? Interesting. Well then, color me incorrect. I would have canceled the spell and let him keep counters. But I think maybe he said I'll take 4 damage and then make it so you can't remnant cast, which I think 2 damage.
Poke.
All the pokes. And the double Lorite is to stop him from getting more counters. So down, taking 10 there, going on 23. Draw.
Looks like a piggy.
Put a 10.
So I don't think you can cast.
Sure.
Alright.
Go ahead.
Passes the turn.
I'm tougher.
What?
That's what I love seeing. Right
Oh, he
there.
can't. Oh, right, he
do
can't.
anything.
Can't do the pig
Yeah.
because the pig is a dead card. Teffert's gonna be able to swing it for 11 damage here. Looks like it's more Lorites. Another null page. Looks like 2 doll audience. Last audience is a null page and Lorites.
Alright. Tama. Kitty cat.
So it's 11. Goes down to 12. So if I'm in... He can't do Judgment and cast Power Spike in one turn, which is, I think, is the problem here.
Sure.
It's the biggest issue. Oh, but he does have... Oh, no. I wonder if Terry remembers that Destruction of the Portal has Remnant.
Probably not.
Because if he doesn't... Like, if he does, then I think he wins this game, right? During the end step, you pop the null page, and you can do whatever you want. Like... Gonna do Judgment. Now it's kind of over, unfortunately. I don't think you can get enough damage in. And Tefford has, looking at what he's gonna get out of his graveyard.
Yep.
Value.
You get the doll.
Draw.
Nope. Did not do it at the end of his turn.
Put a 10.
Has Lorite and extend hand for
Yeah.
game?
That's it. That's a GG.
Yeah, I don't.
You just did 100 life away.
So close.
Sadness on the stack.
He does have a high speed engrave, but he doesn't have any counters. And you need counters to be able to burn for the awakening. The other thing is Power Spike can't be cast without counters either. So it really is a...
Go ahead.
So unfortunately, just wasn't quite able to close.
No. Close to this guy.
But Terry seems like a player who wants to make his opponent play it out, which is nothing wrong with that at all in the spirit of competition. So the Tufford, it looks like the ending is going to look like Zach Tufford versus Jalen Rojas.
That's it.
Yeah.
I have to ask him why he forgot about the destruction.
We will have to ask him.
I think he just forgot.
Let's see it in the graveyard, right?
No page.
No page is the third no page.
MVP.
For this matchup, for sure. It's definitely done a lot. He's hit 4 things with no pages over 2 games.
Good game, man.
Is,
Oh my god.
double Lorites.
I wasn't sure if my plan was going to come together, and I saw like the second
Yeah,
wide.
so
I'm like,
Tufford wins that one, and we'll be jumping right into the finals here in just a minute. So I'll be right back, guys.
some more.
Hey everybody, we are back, getting ready to start into finals. Doing the shuffles for presenting, and then we'll start with our 90 minutes. This is Jalen Rojas, second seed, playing Sherry, versus Zach Tefford, first seed, playing Sherry. So Sherry Mirror in the finals.
So what is there to do besides smoke weed? Hike?
What, in Denver?
Yeah, I was like, dude, they seem like such a cool town.
Apparently they have like the largest water park in the U.S. They showed that commercial about 100 times, so I know. I don't have cable at home, so it's kind of like nice to just watch stuff that I can't normally watch.
So we'll have to see how this goes.
Because we're on different timers.
Zach gets to choose. Neither of these players has a paid invite, so the winner of this is going to get paid.
Stone deck for a story.
I'll give you another infraction.
What are you doing?
I'm definitely on like. Which one's that?
I don't even know. It's not enforceable character.
In there 3 minutes to look at deck lists, and then we will jump into the finals. Yeah, first and second seed.
What is this win? Is that just the?
They went to Salvation.
Is it like a cross map?
Oh, he went to the second one.
I went dash
deck.
like dash, wrote the second, like the rest of the card on it.
So it's with the space salvation. So he just used 2 lines for 1 card.
Oh, holy
Now
win!
you're-
Oh, gotcha. Gosh, okay.
I don't know.
He's not like Alex.
I just jammed it in there, like, okay.
Red pretty small.
Oh, Zach Ryder's Kyran. Hey, buddy. How's it going, man?
It's interesting.
Alright, we have 90 minutes.
And 90 minutes begins. Let's see how this goes.
Ready?
I'm ready.
That we are on our way. Black Silence coming in from Zach. First turn Tama.
Then you're trying to share
Sherry's effect's gonna go ahead and reveal the
What?
Last Days of Pablo's Dragonoid. It's not gonna really do anything.
No?
Black Silence coming in. Tama. Passes the turn there. Spirit Stone, gonna try to swing and get that 2 damage. Moving into combat, it's gonna sack Tama to kill Tama. So the weird things are going to be, with things like Glint of Insight for Tufford, but also things like No Page for Tufford, is I don't think Jalen is really playing any addition hate. So No Pages actually are going to be particularly powerful based on when Zach can hit them. So if he can hit like a Puppet Maker, right, and just pull all the Puppet Makers for Jalen out of the game, then honestly that move is going to be pretty game-breaking because Zach will be able to keep his and just keep generating value, whereas Jalen won't. It also means that Zach's puppets will be able to win trades significantly easier. So Jalen has to be really careful here to not fall into a trap of getting his puppet makers by the null page. So I think the other thing to note is it's going to energize for black, put out the shade, so that's like Jalen's way to deal with puppet makers. One thing to note about No Page is that it creates a trigger, so it like enters triggers to try to remove something, so you can Lorite it, which is a way to kind of deal with that a little bit. And in turn, we're going to approach the truth with Zach.
Yes. Fine.
Jalen's deciding if he wants to try to do anything to it. I says, yeah, that's fine. Keeping them both on top, so both very good cards. Both having used their approachings there. Looks like Jalen has seen a Lorite, which is a good defense.
We have 7 right now.
Looks like Rob's going to come over here and join us for the finale of our commentary here.
Sweet. What have I missed?
Not really much. It is this kind of, in talking about the, how in this matchup I don't think Jalen is playing any addition hate mained, which means null pages for Tufford is actually potentially pretty game breaking if he can resolve it on like a puppet maker. Like a null page on a puppet maker is kind of practically the game's over at that point, really. The only removal that Jalen has for it at that point becomes flipping Sherry, which is really suboptimal. Sure. Yeah, you can go. Joined by Andrew Vatland.
How's it going?
Yeah, so null pages for Jalen. Yeah, and there's the null page.
Well, he also has shade too, so you can just stack his own maker to be negated.
And Lorite here. Yep, the Lorite. Yeah, we talked about how it was good that he had the Lorite here. Favor spell. Can he win the cancel war here? I think Zach has a Severing in hand to try to win this cancel war. Severing the Severing. The trick becomes here is, does Jalen catch what you're just talking about, using the shade to kill his own puppet maker?
We were discussing it earlier too, because we don't know if Zach's main shade.
He is going to. Yep. He does not.
So you just the shade in main is just really good because you can kill your own puppet maker and you have
Go to 42.
Rebirth, extra story that gets it back, and get your 2 drops back. Super good.
Right.
You don't care about shading your guys once in a while.
Oh, he's coming. You got first one.
Yeah.
Combat.
It's basically warrior attrition. Like the share list that Jalen's playing, it's more of a tempo where it just draws a ton of cards. Like with Strandstone, it's like pay 0, draw 4 cards.
Right.
So late game, just like
Nope.
draw like
Not
massive
35,000.
cards, like, strong.
It can definitely be that way.
Even landing the big goals you figure out is really annoying early too.
Seeing some lagging. I'm seeing that we haven't dropped frames. We dropped frames for a bit. I would say, for the most part, refresh it on your end. If I need to reset the stream, I will. Hopefully we can get through this finals without experiencing any additional lag. Three no page mained. And the 4th. And there's 1 inside as well. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, he was able to shade it. Like, if one of those no pages resolves on a puppet maker, it is very bad for Jalen. Like, not having any way to remove them, just like.
But even then, it's still really bad because Jalen has to sack 2 guys just to. Like,
right, exactly. So like, Zach here, because the other thing is too. So in that null page interaction, Zach paid 4 will and 3 cards, right, to steal a Lorite, a Severing Winds, a puppet maker. And so he's still +1.
Still +1, yeah.
And got 2 guys off the board, so really it's like a +3.
Yeah, still pretty good.
And there's another Paul page in hand. Yeah. The other thing that we were talking about is if he's able to get the puppet makers off, then Zach just gets to win all the puppet trade wars.
Correct, yeah.
Because all of his puppets get bigger. And he'll just end up drawing way more cards too.
Yeah, I think the sideboard, Jalen's sideboard's pretty built to deal with Edition 8s.
Yeah, I looked at it.
The 4 miscalcs, kind of.
He's playing the green-white stones in the sideboard.
It's like, yeah, you just cite in the 4 miscalcs are pretty strong. I guess I am moving now, and Rob's taking it.
Well, thanks for joining us, buddy.
We need to scoot over.
Yeah,
Sure. Here, man.
Triple the commentary. Here we go. Yeah, so you missed while you were gone. We did see a null page interaction.
Sure.
It did come out with Jalen ending up shading his own. So it's null page, Lorite, Fair Spell, Severing. Shade response to kill the puppet maker. His own puppet. Right? But we were still talking about that. That's still a massive come ahead for Zach. I think it's.
Maybe the question is, does Zach remain evil uprising? Is it an answer?
Look at that.
I can.
If he does, it's super rough.
I misspelled Zach's name. It's a K instead of an H.
Yeah, Jalen shooting the spell ground. That's just greedy.
Well, that's because Zach just wants to play his Alice playmat.
Yeah. And that's Jalen's baby spell ground, I think.
There's a puppet maker. So the thing is, here's like Jalen has to protect this relatively well, because if that null page resolves, it's like, well, that was a good time.
The question is like, because we know that Zach has a null page in hand because we saw it.
Right.
We don't know if Jalen has a right to answer that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it in hand. The thing is, though, he could use Seed of Rebirth to bring back a Lorite at instant speed, right? But then the question becomes, does Zach have the Evil Uprising in the main? So let me check real quick. He is. Tufford is maining the Evil Elemental. So that's really not good for Jalen. He does try to use the Seed of Rebirth to bring back the Lorite to save from the null page. Then just.
Jalen has a Tama, you probably take a card and try to see what he gets. It's still a situation.
Seeing some dolls come in at the end of turn. Oh.
He plays that card. That card's crazy.
He only has 2 stories revealed, so he doesn't have to worry about having an addition. But it's +6/+6.
That card we thought about a lot in testing, but the problem is like,
Ferris wheel here.
We picked rapid growth over.
Right. And I definitely think I would see rapid growth over intervention. Don't necessarily know why the was played.
I think Zach looks at it because it's a free tutor card. You get to 5.
If you get to 5, yeah, it's one will search for any. Very possible. Once it gets to 3, yep. Suffered pretty low on cards here. Double null page. That's not. Woof.
Jalen still has the last day's doll, so if he targets his doll, he can still destroy it. It's just
He's gonna go ahead and do the severing.
Jalen has a severing, I believe, in hand.
They're asking if you guys can speak up a little bit.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm just pretty far away from the mic.
Yeah. If you guys, on our end, it's not showing much lag. It's only showing, it hasn't shown any dropped frames for quite some time. So if you are experiencing lag, I would say maybe refresh your stream. But I am monitoring it to make sure that we're not like experiencing frame drops on our end anyway. Once again, huge thanks to Brandan Bremont for letting us borrow his phone.
Brandon?
Flash 10 doll, draw a card, or to get something to get anything good other than a puppet maker.
Yeah, from Zach. I just saw that. It's very hard pressed on that.
So the other thing is here is he hasn't used Cherry yet.
It's with Zach's play style. He's not turbo flipping stuff for no reason. He actually is
Really being careful. Right. My thought was to be in that position, seeing that I have the null page, right, would have been to potentially just go ahead and do last days during the opponent's hand and, like, sacrifice my null page to the puppet maker. So here's one of the reasons why I would have done Doll's Last Days at the end of Jalen's turn, right? Use my Doll audience to kill his audience, so just puppet makers on the field at the end of the turn, which makes this null page much safer.
I mean, even here, Jalen can do Last Days of Doll, Sack of Doll.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I would have done it on the end of Jalen's turn, so that going into my turn when I can cast null page, there wouldn't have been a Doll to be able to play.
Well, here, though, it has exactly 3 stones to do the target for no target on
Right.
his turn, which is pretty fine in my opinion. Because it has Zach wastes 3 stones for no reason. Which is still really low because it puts Jalen behind, so he's playing.
Yeah, right. It still gets it's a 2-for-1 still. Yeah. Technically a 3-for-1 because you make him use up a Sherry effect.
Sherry effect plus killing 2 guys and just like refilling your graveyard with nothing and evil uprising that Zach has just like destroys him.
Swinging in for 11. And then passing there. So Zach's been doing a really good job of keeping the puppet maker value low for Jalen.
Yeah. Jalen's lost 2 puppet makers so far.
Mm-hmm. And he's had to kill them himself.
He's about to lose his third one when he plays it.
Because there's another null page, yep.
Yeah, he's going off the draw.
That's crazy. Zach drew all 3 of his pages too. That's insane.
Because at this point, with 2 cards left in Zach's hand, you have to think Jalen's like, mate, he definitely doesn't have a third one.
Yeah, there's no way.
He does have a final battle though, so that's pretty interesting.
But he's so low on life.
Yeah.
Between Tama and puppet maker.
Last story for Jalen, I think, is Seed of Rebirth, which he can't activate.
Yeah, why need the uprising?
Because he's seen, the thing is, he's seen Zach's deck list. So he knows that.
Was that a Lorraine off that draw?
No, I got a shade. It looks like.
Is it shade?
Yeah, you got a shade.
Yeah, it's a shade. It's the promo shade.
So the question is, does he want to walk into Cyber and win?
Yeah.
Potential. I mean,
But even then, it's still wasting a ton of cards just to like resolve tokens. Resolve this stuff as
Sure.
right.
I don't think Zach has a Cyber though in his hand.
No, he doesn't. He's a null page and something else.
Yeah.
Looks like a drew into a doll audience. Looks like a final battle. So it seems like null page, doll audience, final battle on Zach's side. King. Black silence here.
Waste some more cards. No, I'm like Zach thinking. So Zach can maybe. What did Zach draw? Do we know?
Doll audience. It's actually a doll audience, so he's got.
It's not bad because.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So Zach has 2 of the 1-drops, which is like really good because it forces you to tap out almost when he attacks, and he still has the big threat on board. And the only thing Jalen has to answer that right now is the Sherry flip, which is really bad.
Because you never want to flip first, right?
Flipping first is the worst thing to feel in the entire world. So the toggle block is fine. Obviously, I think Jalen might cut him out on next turn just to try to get rid of the targets. And then if you have the shades, did you gain? He gained the 6 from the shades.
Yep, and then he immediately took 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, I mean, losing life is okay, I guess, because you have the shades. You just can't go back.
Blocking with the shade?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
The 1-drop.
You have to block it.
Taunting elf.
And null paging the shade. That's an interesting decision. A lot of books. A lot of books on play right now.
The question is, would Jalen just let it resolve?
I don't think there's a reason why he didn't just let it resolve. Like, how important is the shade, I guess?
It's just for the final battle war when it gets late game. Just giving the extra life to multiple final battle times, which is really good.
Right.
Which, I mean, doesn't really matter because it's like 2 shades in grave already.
I think just the one.
Move most of his stuff in graveyard.
Just the one.
Just the one. Me too, because he only runs 3.
Null page finally steals a card. Although those null pages in the past though still got so much value. End of the turn we see Puppet coming in. It would have been good 1 turn ago, but
well, it's still good because you can play the seeds now.
right. Well, that's true. Yeah, you can answer the seeds to cancel the opponent's Sherry. Huh. Just have to be like kind of close to the mic.
Yeah, you're good. Sorry, I was at
It's all
the
good.
side of it.
Got Andrew here hanging out with me. I'm taking care of some business.
Yeah, you're good. If I feel like I'm talking too much, just let me know.
No, you're good. It's better to have more audio than no audio.
And in Jalen's boat now, I think you might just like try to like swing it into the dog. Jalen does have another puppet maker. I think Jalen should slam the puppet maker down and win the trade. We know that Zach has a Scrubs agony, so he can just remove it.
Right. That's the trick.
Jalen's smart. He'll.
This really comes down to, I think, the different playlines really comes down to where he wants to use the Lorite.
I think he would only use it for the Caesar. That would be
Right, I would agree, 100%. He has to swing it into the doll, little doll.
Little taunting doll. Still off.
And they're still on, they just want you to get a little closer, I guess.
Yeah. There, is it better now?
Hopefully. Let me try and up your volume a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Try now.
Everyone
Let us know if it's a little bit better.
Better?
I think the volume got turned down a little bit on that one.
It's all good. But yeah, saving the Lorite for the seeds will be the optimal play in Jalen's favor.
The problem is, though, you have to, like, Lorite before he reveals which one he's going to...
Correct.
And so that's like...
Yeah, as long as Zach doesn't turbo flip the card over and you're like, well, you give me a response before reveal, like, certain players do that sometimes. They'll try to rush cards when the cards revealed.
Right.
Certain, I don't think Zach
Cherry
would do that,
effects?
though.
Resolve? Reveal.
Yeah, some players just rush the card like cards revealed. Like, oh. I don't think
Well,
Zach
if that's
would
what you're
do
going to cast, that's fine.
That's fine. Yes, I don't think Zach would do that though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Both of these guys are very, very skilled players. And
Oh, most definitely.
know their play lines.
I put in so many hours of Jalen playing this card game.
Yep.
He is my sensei, as you would call it. The question is Zach gonna get a puppet maker soon?
Yeah, we haven't seen a single puppet maker from Zach.
Yeah.
Like he's got all 4 of them still stashed away somewhere.
Which is pretty good. Oh, there's a puppet maker draw. He just drew it. It's not too bad though. And he also has Final Battle. And was that an Eve in hand?
Swinging for 11. Seeing what comes out of it.
Flashing 1 drop. Oh, and flashing another 3 drop. Oh, hello, Brandon.
I wonder if we see Doll Audience flash in to make it a trade.
Probably. I mean, if Zach would do it, I think Zach would do it. It would be a logical play. But
yeah.
But then, like, you flash it in, and I don't think Jalen would fire spell it. I don't think there would be a point. I mean, if he would, it would take to save the doll. But yeah, he'll flash it in.
Doll Audience to try to make it a trade. For a game that's had a lot of puppet makers,
Yeah.
neither player has been drawing a lot of
No.
or drawing cards off of them a lot.
They have not drawn at all. Now the question is, if Jalen had a response to do something, I'm assuming he would scar. Oh no, he already scarred Agony. Never mind. So Zach would put in scar his own guy.
Yeah, both of them have used their Scarlets already.
Yeah.
Zach has only used 2 of his 3 stories, Approaching the Truth and Scarlet's Agony.
Oh, okay.
At this point in time, though, because he has 2 null pages that are null and void,
Yeah.
he can flip a 3rd one pretty safely.
Yeah.
Because Intervention of Reality has additions that it can pop. It can pop null pages that haven't successfully removed anything.
That is true.
That's kind of the interesting thing about playing that Intervention is like, you naturally have a way to get there. Ultimately, you don't want to pop a null page that has something attached to it, right? But because he got so much value while still having those null pages ending up not hitting anything, then like Intervention would like help with that.
Correct.
So like here he's going to try to use the Sherry effect here. The Lorite goes in to stop the Sherry effect.
Did he? I think he just lowered the pump.
Oh wow.
Why wouldn't he just save it for the Sherry effect? Unless he doesn't care. I mean, he has good board advantage now. I think he doesn't care really if he does that.
The question becomes, does Jalen have a Severing to deal with a potential final battle play? And does Tuffer take the risk of a final battle play here?
Well, they're both at risk, but the thing is, Zach has more life to sack.
He did stop the Sherry effect.
Oh, he stopped the Sherry effect? Oh.
Yeah, so the trade still happens.
What was he going to activate through the Sherry effect?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe Doll's Last Days?
Probably.
To like turn the Doll Audience into Kill Puppet Maker.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? So like, knowing Jalen has 2 cards in hand right now.
And Zach has what, 3?
Zach has 2 as well, 2. I think. Because he used the Doll Audience, which was card number 3. So the question becomes here is like, ultimately, and I don't think Tuffer does, but in knowing what Jalen's hand is, we know that it would be safe. But like a final battle here to wipe Jalen's board would pretty much just be like extend hand.
Pretty much. Like they both have final battle that we know of,
right,
in their hands. And the thing is that just as Zach has more life.
Oh, he is gonna pay.
He's gonna pay.
He's gonna try to risk it.
He's gonna pay the life for final battle.
He's gonna pay 3 will and how much life? We're gonna start seeing a lot of digging for Spirit Stones, I think.
Yeah, he has to pay a total of 8.
3 life.
Total of 8. He has to do 8 damage, so he has to pay.
So you have to pay 10.
He has to pay 10.
10 life to do -5.
He already did damage to the 3 drop, right?
No, the 3 drop because he kills the Puppet Maker, which.
Correct.
Oh, it naturally. Never mind. It naturally goes to an 11 by its own effects. He has to pay 9, and then 3. So you have to pay. If you paid 16 life, it'd be -8.
16.
And then 3 will. So that'd be 11.
11. So he has to pay.
You pay 16 life.
16 life.
which would then tie him with Jalen, but he would get so much value off of it that it would practically be...
I think Jalen would still be optimal because he has Final Battle.
Right, so he gets Final Battle back?
Correct. And even if he wanted to, he still can still do other stuff. And so the question is, like, Jalen could flip
He's doing
-6?
-6?
So I think Jalen could flip his Sherry if he really wanted to and have the Final Battle for his Sherry flip. And then push in if he really needed to.
How much life did he pay? Fremont, can you go ask how much life was paid for that Final Battle? It seemed like they were saying -6.
-6 is very awkward. Just to kill the Puppet Maker? That's weird. Or do they want to kill the big doll too?
Seeing some Spirit Stone sacking.
So you're -15 to the board.
6.
He paid 24. He's at 24.
So he paid the 16, like we thought. So we're starting to see the Spirit Stone stack trades.
Yeah.
Both players. This is
Broken Stone in the format.
both of them have all 4.
Yeah.
No.
Jalen
Tufford has 4.
Jalen has 4. Jalen had 3.
Yeah. Final Battle is going to resolve.
Even then, Final Battling. The thing is, Jalen Final Battle is his board. It's worthless because it's just a 2-drop and 6/6. You're not really gaining anything out of the Final Battle trade.
Right. Not gonna swing in with Tama. He's just not swinging with the Tama.
That works. Oh, Jalen has a Winds of Salvation, which is good, I guess. Insert.
Cancel. Looks like cancel Final Battle.
Rapid growth and a last audience.
Not a ton of stuff there to work with.
Yeah.
And Tufford was smart and left up 1 Black Source.
The stone's up, yeah. Oh, wait. So Jalen has the Winds of Salvation card. He can cancel the Evil Uprising.
No, it can't be chased.
Oh, it can't be chased? Oh,
Evil
I thought it'd be
Elemental.
countered. Yeah.
Evil Elemental is not a can't be countered.
Yeah.
It can't be chased.
I was thinking of Gil. My bad,
Yeah.
guys. Sorry.
Commentator.
I was like, oh, the card's good. It cancels it. No, it doesn't.
No, it does not.
Man, I'm bad at this game. Why do I play? Just kidding.
If it would, then that would have been like a really good card for Jalen to have drawn right now.
Most definitely.
But no, Winds of Salvation says, or Evil Elemental says this card can't be chased. And making the decision to main Evil Elemental, I had talked about this with JPK for a while. Just in game 1, just really helps in the mirror, like, because it turns off. It turns off one of the strongest stories that Sherry has, which is Seed of Rebirth.
Most definitely, yeah.
Like just being like that silver bullet is very, very strong.
So like in our testing with Brandon and Jalen and stuff, we were maining Evil Uprising for a while, and it just felt for some reason like siding it going
Better.
against Cherry felt good, but having the last doll in there just to kill the Puppet Maker right away with like a turn 1 drop, like having your last audience just kill the doll maker. Which
Yeah, and I
like
think
perfect.
that's probably why playing the null page package, I imagine, is probably what gave Tufford the like feel comfortable to be able to play in the
correct
because he
all
has
3.
this way to go like, well, if this resolves, like take all 4 of your puppet makers,
most
right?
definitely, yeah.
Like, and then I also have Evil Elemental,
Yeah,
right?
most definitely. Like, the null page, like, funny thing is, like, in our little play group, we see that card, was like, we need a card that answers this card. We need a card that says, I kill a target, it does something really good. We're like, null page is fantastic. We're like, wait, loses the Lorite. This card is bad.
Yeah. It's worked out for Tufford pretty well so far,
much,
though.
Yeah, like, that was our whole thought. It was like, this card seems good in paper, but it just loses the Lorite.
But I think the thing is, too, is we've talked about it on the Teacher's Lounge, is this is a weird format where, like, 2 to 3 Lorites is more common.
Yeah.
Right? And even more so, 2 Lorites is more common, too.
Yeah.
So, like, null page has a little bit more safety in the fact that, like, yeah, Lorite stops it, but there's not as many being seen.
So, I think Lorite 3 is perfectly fine.
Lorite 3, yeah. Most of the decks that I play, I run it at 3 as well.
The card is just insane. The card has so much value for what it does. Unless you draw multiple in a row and have nothing else, but
and then you cry.
And cry and sad.
Saddest resolves on the chase.
Oh, he is going to Final Battle. And he paid 4? So he paid 4. So he's doing. So he paid 2 life? And 4? Do 6?
Trying to check how much life he's spending right now.
I thought all of my math doubled.
So to kill everything safely here, he'd have to get to -12, or he'd have to pay -6, right? So he's paying 4 there, so he'd have to pay 4 life.
Correct, because we know that Zach does have the +6/6 in hand,
and that's the trick. And we don't know if he has the +6.
He has it.
He does.
He has one.
That's no good.
You're paying 10 life?
Yeah, Zach has
Paying
one.
10 life.
Just neg 9, neg 9?
Paying 10 life to do neg 10, neg 9, neg 9.
What should I get?
No, it's fine. Yeah, I heard it.
Can't wait forever.
Tougher trying to take for one of his spirit stones here.
You think the optimal play Zach would just try to save his puppet maker and just like pump it, right? Because he has 2 revealed.
9, neg 9, right?
He can pump it.
Or neg 8, neg 8. It's 3 and... Oh, it's black 3, and then he paid 10 life, which is 5. So 8.
Black and 4.
Oh, it's the one up there. Mine.
Just confirming how much was paid. It's doing neg 9, neg 9. He's going to pay 3
To draw a card.
Seems good. Play Patrolling Guard now. Try to draw a card. The Patrolling Guard now will survive the final battle, which I think is honestly pretty good for Zach.
Yeah, I think it's pretty optimal.
Because then it's, well, you're down to 12. Here's 11 of it.
I'm just more curious, why did Jalen not tap his 4 Spirit Stones?
That's
and then
more what
tap
I'm
his,
concerned with
his
as well.
dual blacks?
So it wins the salvation competitive.
But if he taps the 3 Spirit Stones, I mean, the black-green stones.
It says that the black-green stones are the same
Also
thing.
black-greens.
Yeah, you should have kept the black-green. Yeah, you should have tapped the Spirit Stones for the final battle. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, why he tapped the wrong stones for.
Jalen sacking the stones, Winds of Salvation.
Correct, yeah. And now it just comes down to Zach digging cards.
Oh, it looks like he
Zach
tapped
just
the
ripped
Severing
Sever off
Winds.
the top. Wow.
I imagine, yeah, and Jalen just says, nope, that's it at that point. Because then what happens here is, if you're wondering, he can Severing target the final battle. So then it's just like, then I lose nothing, and then I just crack you and kill you. So. And that's what happens with Severing Winds sometimes. And that's what happens with Spirits sometimes.
Pretty much.
Sack them, draw a card.
Oh, man.
That's why I was willing to start.
No one can draw like Alex, right?
I'm like, I think this is like
Zach Spirit Stone, get the right card.
So we go into game 2 as we get ready here. Looking at the sideboards, let me pull those up real quick. No pages. Obviously, any addition 8 that Jalen has immediately comes into play.
He has 2 portal destructions inside that I know.
So,
Unless you change
sideboard
it.
for Jalen is 1 Evil Elemental, 2 Scarlet's Agony, 2 Destruction, 4 Miscounts, 1 Magic Stone of Nature's Beauty, 4 Gusting Skies, and 1 Final Breeze.
I like the Final Breeze. Well, we talked about the Final Breeze tech against the final battle, to where they pay life, you just bounce it back. I don't know if he used it at all. It feels really good on paper when they use it. I don't know if he's going to side anything against the deck. It's also really good against Seeds of Rebirth.
Sure.
Yeah, I think even like testing, like when they go Seeds of Rebirth, you Final Breeze it, they're like, oh, I just wasted a card. But then the only problem is you're losing a card, but you're not letting them gain 2. Technically 3 cards.
Right.
You know he's going to add in the Portal Destructions.
Right, for sure.
And he might add in Scarlet's Agonies or
Maybe.
But
I don't know if he goes stone. I don't know if he pulls off the stones.
no,
I don't think he
'cause
brings
you
in the
need-
white.
Yeah, 'cause you need the Spirit Stones. He might add in Scarlet Agonies though. Just
Yeah, for sure, to have some extra protection.
Yeah.
For Tufford, he's got 1 Black Tears, 1 Intervention of Reality, 2 Last Days, 2 Lorite, 1 Final Battle, 3 Scarlets, 2 Thought Control, 1 Cleaning Doll, and 2 Unseen Pressures.
Unseen Pressure is interesting.
Unseen Pressures to kill the last audience.
Yeah.
I think those probably come in.
They would probably come in, yeah.
And I would imagine we'd probably see potentially the Thought Controls
and the extra Final Battle.
and the extra Final Battle come in. I'm not
Maybe
sure.
some Scarlet
He's
Agonies
playing
too, but
2 Lorites mained, so you maybe bring in the 3rd.
I would bring in a third just to stop the Sherry flip, and it's also good. It stops the Shade.
Yeah, I would probably pull out the Story Speaker, the 4-drop doll.
I don't know. That card's really good when you flip. So
I haven't really seen a lot of people flipping in these mirrors, though. That's the problem.
That's like the last thing is what you want to do when you
That's
flip.
what I'm saying. Like, in this mirror, like, I'm not sure if Eve justifies, since we're not really flipping hardly ever.
Yeah, that's why everyone took. That's why we took out the variant effigy. Because you draw, it's a dead card. It's just
and then you're just like, well, that's
with
great.
Eve, you can still flash it in and still say
potentially
block
bounce
and
something.
put a guy on the bottom. That's the only outlook that's good about it.
Yeah,
still.
we'll have to see what happens. It's definitely. I think just because of having the things of like obviously Jalen wants to see destruction of the portal. That makes things much easier for him. But like that whole game, I think Tuffer did a really, really good job of, despite not having puppet makers himself, also stopping Jalen from having puppet makers.
Most definitely, yeah. Like having the 3 null pages like in the beginning, that was insane. Like,
yeah, they put in a lot of work.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, he did put in the thought controls inside.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
And also in testing, like we were thinking about thought control and Blazer, and we're just like, drawing thought control late game just feels so bad. Like,
yeah,
but having it early is good. The Blazer, it's okay because it's a big body if it sticks.
But it pays for it, and if it gets canceled, then you just wasted it.
You just wasted it. Yeah.
I had that conversation with JPK for a while. It's like, yeah, Blazer's good, but like if you pay a bunch for it and like cancel it, then it's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's
or
just
like response if they
low rate
it or doll it to kill it before the trigger resolves.
Right.
But it's just situational stuff like that. Sherry, you really don't really care about discarding most of your guys because you have seeds.
Seed of Rebirth too.
You get most of them back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, I think so. Oh, no, I'm just
Zach's like, I think my card's upside down.
I think Jalen has an unpaid. I mean, everybody in this top 8 already, because of the weird pass downs, already walks away with an unpaid.
Both these players have unpaid.
Does Tufford have an unpaid? I didn't know
he got an unpaid at the Texas.
Oh yeah,
Texas Seal
at
tournament.
the
He
field.
top forward with Frank, Brandon, and someone else.
I was there for that. I forgot that he got the unpaid in that situation.
Both these guys are trying to get the paid because they both want to go back to Japan.
Right, so. And I don't think either of them have the ability to go without.
Correct.
Which is like a little bit of a heartbreak there. It's just like, because also these guys know each other too, and they've been playing for the past couple seasons against each other, so it's always kind of like, you know for a fact that like the winner of this is going to go and the loser is not going to be able to go, and that's always a little sad.
True.
But strong play from both of them in that last game, really.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think if Zach didn't rip the Severing Wind, it might have been another turn, and then it would have came down to whatever Jalen drew. But even then, I still think it'd be really hard for Jalen to fight back.
Yeah, even because I think the biggest thing there is he, because he still had the intervention of reality too, to be able to pump off the puppet maker.
Correct.
Right. So even after all of that stuff that Jalen was doing to stop the doll, right, he could have still pumped up the puppet maker to keep it alive.
Yeah.
And then he would have been and then Jalen would have been tapped out. And like Zach would have been able to start reestablishing even further.
Does the intervention does it flip over a story again or no? I thought
no.
It just destroys an addition, pumps and
so
search,
it's
right?
It's Legend 1 mandatory in order to be able to cast +6/+6 to its A-res.
Okay.
Legend 3 pop an addition mandatory if you're Legend 3, and Legend 5 search for any resonator.
Okay. I was gonna say if it flipped over a story, it's like the new rune story, right? That card's just like insane. You just play that automatically.
Yeah, but it's not. Unfortunately, card is also unplayable in draft.
Yes, it's very unplayable in draft.
It's literally unplayable. Yes. You can't play it.
It's best when you go to a release event when the site came out. It's like, oh, we got Sherry cards and all my stuff, but I don't have Sherry and I can't play Sherry. I guess I'm not playing in Sealed today.
Some first couple turn approachings.
Yep, it's
nothing we haven't seen before.
Pretty common. Both Spirit Stones turn 1.
But I hope you all are enjoying this high tier Sherry play, as there will never be Sherry
after this. No more Sherry.
I don't think there is any doubt in anyone's mind that she gets banned after this event.
I got a very high feeling she is probably going to get banned. I would not doubt that.
She completely mitigates the entire direction they're taking with Divinity.
Yeah.
Because her Divinity is, I also have quick cast dolls, and all my Divinity are instant speed bullets.
Correct.
Like silver bullets.
Yeah. Right? The other thing is, like, she warps the meta because there's so like at the GP this GP there was so many other decks played at this GP I've never seen before.
Right.
And they all were fantastic decks. But the problem is a lot of the pros, and I'm going to be at fault too, pros and semi-pros, we don't want to think outside the box. We don't want to make decks that are there. We just play what we know.
We want to be the problem.
We want to be the problem. We just want to keep playing Sherry other than fixing the problem. Like, good example, I played against a Freya deck.
Freyla?
Yeah, the red-black Freya deck. And it was like all Dark Elf, and it ran Joan d'Arc. And I was playing the Flicker Lumia with Arachnia. And I got steamrolled by it. I was like, oh my God.
We watched it on stream a couple times.
Yeah, I was like, this is insane. Like, this deck is actually really good.
Right. I think that there's a lot of stuff that comes into play as being very playable if Sherry with her field of silver bullets isn't being used. Seeing the thought control here.
Sorry, drifting off topic. I just wouldn't.
Ooh, it's a double Lorite. Double Lorite, Severing, Fairer, Shade,
So
final battle.
I think
Shade.
He would hit the Shade target because he wanted to keep his Flicker.
You definitely hit the Shade here.
Or because we don't know what's in Zach's hand, he might either take the Fair Lorite or take a Shade, or even a final battle.
I think the Shade is probably what you take.
Correct.
Because it's less stress to have to worry about protecting your puppet maker, and like as we've said before, like, shameless plug, Oscar Rivera, TCG Scrubs will have an interview with Jeff, and he goes over the company's thoughts on the Sherry ban. Comes out Tuesday.
Ooh,
so Jeff talking with the TCG Scrubs about some stuff. So that'll be interesting.
Way to go, Jeff. Good job, TCG Scrubs.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty hard decision. If I'm in tougher shoes, I'd probably take the Shade.
Take the Shade,
and the reason why I would do that is...
Ooh, take the Fair spell.
It's interesting.
That was
maybe
because
that
was the second choice. Because
yeah.
like with you, if you're ripping more counters from your opponent, you're gonna win every counter war. Like
right.
you have no problem.
Right. I think my thought was to take the Shade, just to not have to stress about protecting puppet maker for a while.
Well, even then, I don't think you're really about. You're gonna have puppet makers die, so that's perfectly fine. He probably might have the pump 6/6 card in his hand.
That
too,
might be
which
too.
is fine.
Yep. Getting in 6 damage with that puppet maker. Oh no, Scarlet's Agony.
I don't see the pump 6 in his hand though, so that was an interesting play by Zach.
Zach shuffling his hand too fast. I can't tell.
Yeah. Well,
there's the puppet maker.
You're gonna love that nervous twitch that X-Magic players have.
Yeah. Paying 3 for the Killing Stone. Yeah. Okay, so I'm assuming he just didn't have enough stones. I just wanted another green-black source for resonance triggers.
Yeah, so we did testing with the Killing Blacks, the Killing Stones over the
countdown.
Yeah, and we wanted it to resolve more Shade triggers in the mirror.
Sure.
We were doing 2 before, but we were tired of losing 6 life
to ourselves.
And we're like, we're just going to do 1 to have 5 black stones. Because we looked at JP's list when they played, and he only played 4 black stones. He resolved Shade so many times. We're just crazy. Like, it's not enough black sources. So we upped it. We went 5 black sources instead of 4. Losing 3 is fine. It's not too bad. I was just curious he didn't shoot the puppet maker before draw. That's what I would have done, just in case he top decked a pump spell.
We did have Will open.
He did have Will open.
He did.
We did have Will open. That makes sense. And Zach does have the pump 6/6 in his hand. He drew it off the top.
Oh wow. That's good.
Yeah.
I think there's a no page in Zach's hand.
In Zach's hand?
I think. Maybe. Hard to tell. Patrolling Gardel, Severing. I think 2 patrollings, a Severing, a final battle. 2 Severings, I think.
Probably.
Lots of stuff. I think 1. Oh, the Glint.
He sides Glints too. Ugh.
Oh, no, he's calling Severing, and Jalen has 2 of them. Because he had drawn into 1 earlier. That's real unfortunate.
Oh, wow, that was, okay. And the first one?
Yeah, that's why Zach's like, wow. I was only expecting to get the 1. Such 3 cancel spells that have now been ripped out of Jalen's hand.
That's not good.
That are not going to come back. So at this point in time, at max, is he playing the full playset of both?
Yeah.
So at this point in time, he only has 2 Severings and 3 Fairs left.
Yeah.
And then wins,
2
Salvations,
wins.
2 wins. So
it's like
every cancel spell matters for sure.
Pretty much, yeah. Like the early discard is so strong in the mirror, but even then, just like drawing it late just feels so bad. It's not. That was a pretty fine trade though.
So if I'm Zach in this position, he's trying to shoot, I would save it. I would use the pump spell to save. Because we're going to try to bait out, because the fair spell is going to potentially come out. And
correct.
But the thing is, Jalen's only played one card for the turn.
Yep.
Or this is his first card, so
this
he can't
is his first card,
it.
so he can't sever
But
it.
at the same time, now we've used all of the cancels that Jalen has in his hand.
Correct. And you can resolve almost a final battle perfectly fine without it getting countered.
Right.
Even then, like, just having the fair spell in the match is good, too, to cancel their 3-drop doll. Like, it's just a kill spell.
Now 5 cards in front? Straight trigger? Yeah.
Shade trigger, that's not bad. Trying to have Zach maybe force his evil uprising.
And then pass.
What? Will you Sherry trigger?
It's not too bad then, I guess, really.
Oh, gotcha. Should. Okay, yeah,
Because
you're fine,
he does have the last audience in hand. He
Yeah,
gets to flash it in with rapid growth and stuff.
Chose not to flash in a doll at the end of turn. That's a little interesting. Maybe just save it for the puppet maker.
Probably. Yeah, because like most of your doll flashes are pretty much free now because he only has 2 fair spells. So the flash in the last audience is good because he has Puppet's last day now. He can just kill the puppet maker.
The question is though, this is the second card. Oh, he did it during the upkeep? So he flashed in at the end. Go to Jalen's turn.
Yeah, upkeep, do it. Response.
He's got an extra doll. I'll bet it. I don't know if there's any other cards to answer your question, Demigod 3-2-1. I don't really know if there's any cards right now with rotation, right? Knowing that rotation is going to happen. I don't know if there's any other cards that need to be banned in New Frontiers outside of Sherry.
There's been talk about Lorite because he nigs a lot of like certain decks, but also he keeps decks in check. That
I could see it. But the thing is, like, if Lorite goes, to be perfectly honest, Seal becomes kind of terrifying.
Yeah, Seal's terrifying
because there's a lot of like, there are ways to build her. And I'll admit that I've only built like a basic shell of her. I definitely think that no one's looking at her, but I think that if you worked on it, you could build something that's pretty crazy with her.
I think Seal's really good at also time spinning, which would be pretty much insane. There's
time spinning, which would just win the games.
Yeah, and then like, also Umar combo with pretty insane.
Well, Umar rotates.
Oh, it does. That's correct. Never mind. Yeah.
But
yeah.
like,
time spinning
but I think
like
time spinning would just win.
Yeah.
Because time spinning is also proven that she can exist very, very well in a format without duels.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
that's why Gil's so good because
exactly.
it's 4 Lorites. They just can answer the time spinning, which God and stuff. And we might see Kirk play well in red. Black-red Kirk is actually really good.
Black-red Kirk, I think. One thing that I would like to see, it's been different in parts of the world, right? So talking about the Keurig ruling, right? I think that I would have to be, if I'm looking at any ruler, to be like eyes like a hawk to make sure it doesn't explode. Posts, if they, I'm gonna listen for how much it's paying here.
It's an 11-1, right? Curtis.
It can go up to 11-1. Yes, I mean that part. Yes, it's 6-6 and 7.
You have to pay 22 life here to kill it.
That's a little rough. Even then, he'll go down to 21.
21,
which is still enough.
That's a lot just to kill that.
If you don't have answers, I guess you have to, because that card's a big threat. It's like 3 swings or you're dead.
So you go to 9.
Paying 34 life. Oh, he has energized too. Oh, jeez. 34.
You beat 34 life?
Yeah, he paid 34 life, and here's why. He needed to do -17,
So he
because of the
6/6.
because there was the energized for Zach.
Cards in hand, 1, 2, 3.
Jeez. Okay.
Just like I was saying before, one of the things that if there's a rule that I'm watching, it's Keurig, because we have been, if we keep the ruling the way we have been keeping the ruling for Keurig.
Oh yeah, where you can activate to gain all
Judge
the
tap, gain 10, burn, gain 10. So like I think that in a world without Sherry, that's very strong.
That's very strong, yeah.
Yep, got it. In a world without Sherry, that is a very, very strong, very free combo, right?
Yeah.
So I'd be really wanting to watch like a Hawk.
What do you mean?
What happens there?
There's Lorite still. Lorite just
Right.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Like we have to adopt it, or we have to adopt that other ruling, or it's
Correct,
over.
yeah.
Right? I'm not saying that by any means. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
so
that
I'm
in a world
assuming it
without
resolves
Sherry,
it
that's
on
when I'm
both.
looking to see if something else needs to happen. But I'm not for sure that it does.
Correct. The other thing that I think the company should do, because Severin's gone now, unban Otherworld Dreams.
Right.
Otherworld Dreams should be unbanned.
Unbanned Otherworld Dreams?
I think that's possible because like it was only broken with Severing Wind. Because we have Fair
I could see that. I could see it coming back. Otherworld and
Runestory.
Runestory, yes, coming back.
I think those both should come back.
So here's what's happening here, is for those of you who are watching here, he played Glint and then Zach like called a card before
And then Jalen just flashed.
was resolving because you declare at resolution of Glint.
Correct.
And so Zach had like been like, oh, play Glint, call Lorite, and Jalen was like, I didn't say it resolved. Flashed in his 2 Lorites, and then he got to resolve and call Lorite.
Okay.
Right. And Zach was saying like, okay, yeah, I already declared that I'm calling Lorite, so let's look at your hand.
All right.
Or he changed it to say rapid growth, I guess.
Okay, that's
So
very.
there's still a
That
change
just
in
feels
hand.
really awkward. Oh man.
The other thing that would be interesting to see is Otherworld, like someone is saying over here, to see Otherworld format with runes.
I can see
Cancel
that.
your runes.
Cancel
you
your
can
rune.
cancel your rune. Get something from your hand.
Yeah.
Like
Well, that seems really good. Yeah. I
that
mean,
could be an interesting interaction.
Pliable. If the company, I think the company should, because most their solid counter spells are going to cost 3 to 4 now.
Yep.
And if they want to,
Finish.
early counter spells are going to be like super strong in the beginning, right? Like,
So maybe you don't because it's so strong, but like even then, like it's just a worse wall of wind. Like without
correct, yeah.
without Severing Winds, it's just a worse wall of wind. There's the evil elemental coming out.
Zach's like in a really good advantage right now because he has such a big hand compared to Jalen. Jalen's 1 card. Well, Jalen can maybe do something, but
Billy. Sorry that we appear to be dropping frames again, guys. Shade Resonance triggered, or playing Shade from hand. I would recommend, if it is lagging out on your end, at least to try to shuffle. I am watching the dropped frame rate here to try to see what happens. We do appear to be dropping frames more consistently now, so I'm sorry to see that that's happening, guys. I do kind of think that we're, unfortunately, kind of nearing the end of this match anyway. I don't really know if there's much that Jalen can do here. Zach's in a very big advantage position. Sherry effects. Looking to see what he still has available for Sherry.
yeah, Zach has double final battle, pump, and Doll's Audience. Siren Wind.
Yeah, I think the play here for Zach is to just, honestly, to probably play the final battle and just get in the digs.
Probably.
Just put Jalen so far behind that, like, there's really not much he can
Even
do.
then, yeah, we final battle, like, Jalen would still, he has seeds, so mean, he can maybe like
The
flip
seed,
over.
but the seeds is the graveyard's gone.
Yeah, but if he if Zach final battles,
final
he has
battles,
still
right.
those guys he can still trigger. But even
Right.
then, Jalen, you can force Jalen to flip, and then he spawned. Oh, you can't even do that. Never mind. It's a.
We do not know. That was a card that we didn't see. It's a potentially, but we've seen a lot of counters get pulled already.
Yeah.
Right. So, paying one. Yeah, here comes the final battle. See how much he's paying. He's paying 8 life. 32. Seeing if Jalen kind of has any response. I imagine this is the moment where he starts seeing Spirit Stones getting sacked. Trying to shoot. Goes up to 15.
So we know that Zach has the +6/6 in hand.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's no good. That's no good. Addition to pop.
I think he has it in hand. But everything's like, I thought he had it.
I don't think he has it.
Couldn't tell. I thought he had it.
11. He's going to pay 2 green.
Activate Seeds of Reap. Oh, Flash and
Doll Audience.
And he has a rapid growth in grave. Oh, he doesn't.
No, he
have
doesn't.
it.
There's
It's
no
not
grave. It's been gotten rid of.
That's true.
So there's a little. Wait, no, the Doll Audience will come in as a 2/2. You pumped up to a 4/4.
Yeah.
So it just saves him from taking the 11 damage. No, it's not. Oh, it would be. No, it'd be 10 damage total. So it'd be no, it's 11. It only takes Legend 2.
Oh. No, it's 2.
It takes Legend 2. So
yeah, it's like getting that.
Yeah, I think Jalen, with no cards in hand, I unfortunately don't think Jalen really can do anything.
Doesn't look like it. I mean, it forces Jalen to flip, and then he just responds and flips. And not having a low right to stop, which it just kind of, it's bad.
It's going to be all about the digs. The Spirit Stone digs, really. They both have access to 2. So a Cold Stone?
Didn't flip?
That was a decision.
I guess.
Well, I guess you could Seed of Rebirth here, right?
Shaded low right again, but gain 6 still. But he just, Zach just severing wins, it's a problem.
Yeah, the thing is the hard cast Severing is a very real card at this point.
I would think that the only option for him is to flip.
He's just going to pass. End of turn. Doll Audience Flash in? Just to have more pressure?
It makes sense. Just when if they flash in like a block or something, but.
He's double Severing in hand.
That's broke.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, this is a very strong position for Zach to be in. I mean, they both have multiple Spirit Stones to be able to sack.
Correct.
But Sherazade Seed of Rebirth.
And you just go Severing Wind.
Just gonna Severing wins it.
Zach lets this resolve. That's just.
And Zach only has.
Correct. Yeah.
I think you have to grab the Shade, right? Hardcast the Sever. Current. He still has 1 for Energize. He's been threatening that dime.
Dime for his Energized token. Jalen got a low right off that. It's like.
And Doll Audience, it looks like.
He has an even hand too, which is pretty cool.
The 4-drop?
Yeah. He drew Final Breeze. a little late.
Yeah, we'll see. The other thing is, currently there's a final battle. But no, it's not. There's no final battle. We have Cloud right now. Because they're at the end of Jalen's turn.
It's
Yeah.
a big.
We're in the end step of Jalen. We're at the end step of Jalen's turn.
Yeah.
He has one Severing still in hand. We're attempting to cancel the Seed of Rebirth with the Severing Wind. Looks like the only thing that Jalen has in his hand though is the Final Breeze.
No, they're severing at it.
So actually, if I'm tougher in this position, here's what I'm going to do is the Final Breeze, I throw the Severing Wind at the Seed of Rebirth. So then the Final Breeze brings me back my Severing Wind. Yeah, Jalen just extends the hand at that point in time.
Yep, alright.
So there you have it, guys. Zach Tufford is your GP Denver champion. Because of the lag and stuff, I think we're probably going to go ahead and call it here. Just because we want to try to get to the lag, and I know that they've had a really long day. But it has been fun. You are not Terry Lamberson. You are
not. Nope.
You are Andrew Valland. But it has been fun. Super exciting. I will be running the stream at Worlds, so I get a little bit of a month and a half break before I do any more streaming. But if you haven't already, down in the link below, there's a link to the Force World Roller School Facebook page. You can also just search up Force World Roller School on Facebook and give us your feedback on the stream, what went well, what didn't go well, what we could improve. If you do that, you will automatically be entered into a contest to win one of these, which is the Little Dread figurine that was the Gen Con exclusive. So, I mean, pretty cool. But other than that, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us for the final commentary, and thanks for you guys for being here. Thanks for all the players, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.